Yeah,
I
he
mean, it'd be very
worked out with a
interesting
couple
to
of
see,
teams.
because most guys that get cut from teams or wherever, they at least I don't know if they do this anymore, but they usually bring them in for a workout to see if
then they'll sign them.
Then they'll sign them.
So he may have done the rounds. I'm not sure. He was. You talk about these guys. He was undrafted. Okay, so that's in a lot of situations that's the way of the kicker. Undrafted, catch on, stick and stay, do all that stuff. And we mentioned McPherson earlier. He's one of the few kickers that I remember turning pro early, and he left Florida.
And people were shocked.
Yeah,
they ripped the Bengals for taking a kicker in the 5th round. But guess what? He turned out pretty darn good.
Yeah, exactly. And so who knows where it takes them. But, you can let us know on the text line, Design My Lifetime Enclosure. Like it, love it, don't like it. When you're thinking about what a guy has done here, stabilizing that locker room, trying to make it as good as possible, or you're cool with going out and getting a guy that, at least for the most part, for his career, represents quality and consistency. So definitely hit us on that. So let's get to the Florida-Georgia game. And the two timelines that everyone should be paying attention to is, and this goes back to many Lenny Curry conversations that we've had here on our show, not just the most recent one that got everyone fired up, was that it's basically 2-year options that they pick up. And as soon as they pick up this option, which is the 24 and 25, you're working on 26, 27, and that 2-year option for 28, 29. Well, we all know what's coming, and that's going to be a stadium reno. So this tells you that this is solid, and then the next big step, at least it would make sense to me, the next big step will include negotiations for a stadium, which will also include where Florida and Georgia are going to be playing beyond 2025. That's the way everyone's reading this.
And also, that's the nature of how these deals are done. I mean, we had Lenny Curry on, I remember, back in the fall, and the nature of how the Florida-Georgia, Georgia-Florida contract has been is it's 2-year increments. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, yeah.
So it's obviously a big win that they've signed on for 2 more years with Kirby Smart and all the noise coming out of Athens of, I need this game at home for recruiting purposes. Shout out to the NCAA for then saying, now you can bring recruits. Even if you can't bring them around Athens, you could show them to the world's largest cocktail party and under a national stage that they would play on. Not that Georgia doesn't play on a national stage every week, but
this is one of the showcase neutral site games.
Exactly. I would argue, in the SEC. Outside of, in terms of neutral site, I can't think of another one.
The only 3 you have, honestly, year to year, are Texas, Oklahoma, the Red River rivalry used to be the Red River Shootout, and Army-Navy. And then Florida-Georgia is the marquee neutral site game. There's no doubt about that. You have these other games that are sprinkled in here and there, but this is the marquee, consistent, every year without that interruption, except for when they were renovating the stadium.
What do you think that Florida and Georgia annually get from the Florida-Georgia game? As far as I'm sure they cut the revenues in half or whatever. On average per year, you think?
It's in the I'll pull it up, but it's in the neighborhood of 5 3/4. It's like 11 million every 2 years, something in that neighborhood.
So what would be the difference between if they had a home and away?
You're almost cutting it in half.
Okay, if they did a home and away, so they making essentially double. Doing the Florida. That's a no-brainer.
It is a marquee setting.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's where we're at, and then they'll go. If this all goes down.
Yeah, listen, I'm all about tradition too. So those kind of games, those marquee games like that in Jacksonville, man, I knew about it when I was playing in Miami.
Yeah,
I knew about those games. I would watch them.
And the cocktail party, it speaks for itself.
Absolutely.
It may not carry all the weight as far as some of the legendary games because of either Georgia being down at one point or Florida being down as things sit right now. They're down in this rivalry, but you got to keep this rivalry here. But this is what we talk about. When this team, if it moves for a couple of years, we know that is a potential reality, okay? And then those two teams host consecutive years.
Just like they did in the 90s.
They did it.
And everything was fine.
Yeah, that's when the stadium was first built. But they knew then that they were coming back. This one is at least a little more up for discussion from the Georgia side compared to what it was in the 90s.
So this is from Gatorsports.com, and this is as of October of 2022. UF and UGA each make $4.5 to $5 million.
Yeah, I was thinking 5.5. So
moving it said would be at least a $2 million hit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And here's the other thing too: that if the Jaguars, just like this notion of, what if they go play in Gainesville or Orlando, then they'll never come back. If they are building a multi-billion-dollar stadium, state of the art here, they will come back. And additionally, if you're Georgia and Florida, I mean, especially if you're Florida, wouldn't you rather play in a state-of-the-art NFL stadium for one game than the Swamp, which is also in need of renovation?
And by the way, even though you can't host your athletes, your recruits on campus those times, but now you can bring them into the game, this is a marquee game to show off. It really is, and both sides get to do it.
Yeah, I mean, what kid from any of these areas wouldn't want to be on the sideline in a pivotal game with Florida, Georgia? Come on now. I mean, that'd be a kid's ultimately a kid's dream to be on the sideline, and then not only be on the sideline, but then when the former players come back, come on, you might see Emmett on the sideline, you might see Herschel on the side. I mean, come on now, if you're a kid like that and you know you're a historian and you love Florida, Georgia, and you understand the history, being able to interact with those former guys is pivotal.
Yeah. All right. So let's use the Florida-Georgia game as a backdrop, and we set this up. Biggest sports bet you've ever lost. You can hit us on our YouTube channel. What's up? What's up? What's up? Go to YouTube. Check us out. 1010XL. Real easy to find. You'll see the show going on live. You can throw your comments on the chat down there. JJ, give him a little incentive.
Pop off chat line. Yahoo!
There you go. Let us know what's up, or you can hit the text line, or you can hit us on social media. The reason I bring it up is because the Lakers-Nuggets series was unfolding. And Jay Will, you see him on ESPN doing his show, and somebody calls up and says, I bet you the Lakers are going to take this series. Now, this was
– by the way, happens to us on the text line.
Oh, my gosh, all the time.
On a daily basis.
Yeah. I will bet you X, and it's usually a big sum, okay?
With some random guy I've never met.
Yeah.
Hey, man, JJ, people –
I'm not going to do that.
JJ, people want to bet me. I could have had some cash.
See, when we have the wing eating or the rib eating competition, I'm willing to take bets on you.
No. Okay, so you're actually going to –
I'll be the bookie, and if people want to bet against Leon, I'm willing to bet them.
Yeah, so you're going to put some odds out there is what you're going to do.
Yes, absolutely.
So
my favorite part of that about the Rib Mania, by the way, which in case you missed that part of the show, because I know some of you were just joining in as you head out to lunch, it's going to be June 27th. You will be eligible to enter between June 5th and June 23rd by texting the word RIB to the text line. We will have more instructions in the days and weeks to follow. But what's funny about it, JJ, is I said something to, our sales team about like, oh, well, we got to make sure we have ribs for, everybody. And they're like, oh, yeah, everybody's going to eat. I'm like, well, maybe some other people in the break room, want to also participate. And they were like, do you realize how many ribs we're going to have to get just for your show?
Exactly.
Good point.
And I was like, you're not wrong.
Yeah, they're going to pile up because we are consumers of protein.
Shout out to Sonny's.
Yeah.
They hook us up. I don't worry. I'm not worried about them.
Sonny's will definitely come through. And I know our man Shannon Snell, I don't know if we can convince him to get into the
Shannon,
contest.
I was about to say, is he in it? Because that's a lot more
he's the referee, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's going to wear the pinstripes on this one. But to tie it all together, as far as the betting goes, Jay Will gets a call, and somebody says, I'll bet you $1,000 the Lakers beat the Nuggets and move on. He goes, really? Okay. He goes, you know what? I'm so convinced of what I think versus what you think. If it happens, I'll give you $1,500. I'll give you $1,500. Bets on, right? Everything goes the way it goes. Sweep, brooms, we're out of there. Lakers are done. Well, Jay Will says, you know what? I'm going to find this guy's number. He called us, called him back, and said it's time to pay up.
We'll find this guy's number.
Okay, it's time to pay up. So instead of the listener disappearing, or the viewer, in this case on ESPN, disappearing into the ether, he's like, write that number down. Yeah. And he got him back on the air. So
nice.
Think of the biggest bet you have ever lost in sports and let us in. Now, look, one quick story that ties to Florida, Georgia is I got this mouthy bulldog, and this is when the Gators are just on the comeback. And it's the classic line in the early 80s, mid-80s, where Florida was number one for a total of 6 days. It's the first time they had ever risen to the number one ranking, and guess what? Butts beat by the Bulldogs 6 days later.
What year was this?
1984.
84, okay. All right, yeah.
85, excuse me, because that was the year that they came back, and so, everything is just like you're thinking this is now the beginning of turning it. Florida had lost to Georgia. Anyway, I end up having to walk around school with a stuffed bulldog and a gator stuffed in his mouth for a week.
Wow,
not a day.
That's pretty harsh, bro. That's pretty hard.
For the total of 6 days that Florida was number one. So, yeah, I was
at lunch, in class,
on
dates?
whatever I did, I wish I actually could remember that. I think I might have been able to warm up to one of them if I had that stuffed animal. I don't know, but yeah, left some scar tissue. I can tell you
Wow.
that. Now, there's been other money bets, that's for sure, but that's
Yeah.
the one that kind of hits me the most.
Yeah.
Mia,
Man,
big
what's-
bet.
You got to start with Sir, so I'm still trying
Yeah.
to come up with it. I'm
Okay.
not. I'm
Oh, my
not
biggest-
really a betting gal.
Oh, listen, my biggest sports bet is easy. 1992.
Oh, there
All
he
right,
goes.
1992. Okay, you got to remember where I was. Okay, I was a training camp holdout with the Steelers as a rookie. All right, I was on the scout team. I was a second team player. I was not enjoying my NFL life. Let me just say that. But the one thing I had is my Miami Hurricanes were winning football games, and I'm in the locker room. I'm selling out. Miami this, Miami that, Miami this. So the championship game, Miami versus Alabama. I'm taking all bets. I'm in the locker room. I'm betting 1,000 here, 500 here. Coaches want a piece of me. I tallied up, and when the game was over, and Miami lost 33-14 to Alabama. All of 12 grand I had this.
Oh.
12 grand.
12 grand.
That's pain, man. Huge, nasty cash.
I mean, I had to pay everybody from coaches, assistants, teammates. Yeah, that's my biggest sports betting loss.
That's a loss.
That's a loss, bro.
JJ, did you have to go deep in your pocket ever?
All the time.
Yeah.
But not like that. I mean, like I should have obviously went before Leon. But I lost something closer to me than just money.
Your soul, your football
Alabama,
soul.
Georgia,
Yeah.
national championship. Right after Alabama beat Georgia in the SEC title game, I was convinced there's no way the Dogs are winning this. I bet not only a few $100s that I lost. If you listeners remember, I bet my mother's life. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, I lost. I am poor, so I don't have like $1,000 bets that I'm losing. But yes, I've certainly lost multiple $100 bets many times. One instance, it wasn't necessarily a bet, but I have a picks contest with my buddies every year where we pick against the spread every single NFL game. Okay, every week, every game. The winner gets multiple thousands of dollars. All right. I was leading by one game with the last Sunday night game of the year coming up, okay? The guy behind me, we can't tell which team, which each other picks. And so, like, all night, after the 4 o'clock games, I'm, like, trying to get him to, tell me which one it is, da-da-da. He's not giving up. So, anyway, I picked it was the Eagles game where they were up at halftime. They take this was Dougie Fresh, his last game, I believe.
Yeah.
They took all the starters out, inexplicably, I guess, to like get a extra couple draft slots up. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I kind of
on
do
a
remember
Sunday
that.
night.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
they lost the game. I think it was the Redskins at the time.
because it was the end of the NFC East schedule.
And I
to
had to split the winning, so I lost like $1,000 because Dougie Fresh took all the starters out of the game. My worst, and I'm done after this. My worst loss, though, it wasn't all the money. It wasn't about all the money I lost. It was just the worst bad beat, as they like to say on SVP's show, was when South Carolina was coached by Steve Spurrier. I don't know if anyone remembers this specifically, but it was on Jefferson Pilot at 12:30 in the afternoon, and they were up by like 9 or something, and I covered barely by a point. I flipped the channel when they were kneeling the ball with like 20 seconds left. I look later, I didn't have the money in my account. I'm freaking out. I look at the score. Spurrier had ran the ball through the back of the end zone to take a safety to end the game instead of kneeling because it was like a 4th down.
There it is. It's over.
And that
Money
was
gone.
the worst beat I've ever had.
Oh, I've got
Thank you,
some of
Steve.
those
That
now.
is truly an SVP. Bad beat. 2129 on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures is now worried that my MyBookie commercials aren't real.
Yes.
They are
Oh
very
my God,
real.
I didn't even think of
They
that.
are very real. No, so I will tell you this. So I think I've mentioned a couple times on the program about I did have the opportunity to intern at the Academy of Country Music my junior year. Greatest 4-month internship of my life. Lived in the MGM Grand for 10 days. It was amazing. So as we walked down to the office each day from the hotel area, you would pass the slots, you would pass the roulette table, blackjack, whatever you wanted. And so a lot of my coworkers, it's 7:30 in the morning. Let's go play a little bit. And not me. Penny slots. That was it. Penny slots. I was 21 years old. I was nervous.
You didn't have the money. That makes sense.
No,
You know,
I
without
didn't.
all
No,
that.
that's why I said it was the greatest 4 months of my life,
Oh, yeah.
Josie. I had some money then.
Yeah.
You know-
But you didn't have money to blow
Listen.
like that.
I'm telling you, that's
Penny
best
stock,
paying
penny stock.
internship.
You know what that reminds me of? Okay, my first wife and I on a honeymoon went to Vegas, right?
Yeah.
I'm at the blackjack table, right? She's over there at the slots, right? Whatever. So she comes running to me and says that she had 3 lions because we were staying at the MGM. There are 3 lions, right? So 3 lions. If you look up at the thing, 3 lions said 25,000.
Yeah.
So I'm in there and I'm freaking out. I'm saying, y'all, this is a scam.
I need to talk to a manager immediately.
So he comes over, talks to her, and says, well, man, what were you playing? He said, these are dollar slots. She said, oh, I was only playing quarters.
Oh.
So it's a quarter, 25,000.
Here's $30, ma'am.
No,
Bro,
$1,000
I'm in the league.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm in the league. She doesn't recognize it's dollar slots, and she plays quarters.
Yeah.
Now, we got cash.
But you can back it. You can spend as much
and
as you want.
I'm looking at her like, why aren't you playing? Why aren't you playing dollars?
My mom.
I told her what, that was your honeymoon trip.
Do you remember what she actually won?
Like $500
Oh,
or
yeah.
something like
There you
that.
go.
Yeah,
My
That's
mom
still good
makes
money.
30,000.
She's still in the she's still in the
bro.
positive.
Yes,
I'd
yes.
walk away at that very moment because
My
that's just
mom
my
is-
I made
nature.
her pay for dinner too.
Yeah. Oh, I would too.
25 grand.
My
bro.
dad was so hot. My mom, may she rest in peace, did the exact same thing, and it was a low dollar, and she was so happy. But the same thing, like if you're going to play that, you got to max it out. Now he wasn't working off an NFL salary like you were, but all right. So start thinking about
Text
it.
line's blowing up.
We
Yeah.
have definitely got bad beats when it comes to betting. That's for sure. Saints story, Super Bowl story. We got all those that I will throw at you. But definitely let us know, 641-1010, and then you can hit the YouTube channel and throw some our way there. It is XL Primetime.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. Seminole and proud of it.
Let's give him the chop!
Rick Ballou takes you into the night. Every weeknight on 1010XL.
The Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is now offering online scheduling for new patient appointments for all of their physicians. Simply schedule your appointment on your cell phone, tablet, or desktop. JOI is the first orthopedic practice in North Florida to offer this feature to patients. To schedule your appointment online, visit joi.net and click on the button at the top of the page. If you'll be using insurance, be sure and have your information handy. JOI, where the pros go.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
Are you an electrician looking for better pay and benefits? Miller Electric Company has the industry-leading compensation package. Electricians are eligible for a signing bonus up to $1,000. Now, they're partnering with the Jaguars on their new performance facility, the Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric has opportunities for you to work on some of the most exciting projects right here in Jacksonville. Whether you're experienced or not, visit MillerCareers.com, an equal opportunity employer. That's MillerCareers.com.
Hey, Matt Hayes here. Why are you walking around in pain? Why are you settling for, well, this is as good as it gets? Just say yes to Yas. Dr. Mitchell Yas and the Yas method. Look, you've probably tried medications, treatments, injections, even surgery. Maybe the reason you're still in pain is because they're treating the wrong thing and not fixing the root causes. I found the best kept secret of pain elimination. It's Dr. Yas and the Yas method. Call him today, 904-906-YASS. That's 904-906-YASS. And say yes to Yas, the best kept secret in pain elimination.
Hey folks, you ever search why Shark Coatings is the best? Well, one of the many reasons is our polyurea. We don't just buy it from anyone who has it in stock. We custom blend ours, specializing between summer and winter blend, providing you with the best product for our area. After grinding the concrete, that polyurea will form a permanent bond at the molecular level and will not pull away like epoxy. With Shark Coatings, not only will your garage look awesome, but your pool deck, patio, or driveway will too. See how Shark Coatings can make a difference for you. Call, click, or text today.
Weekends were made for sports, and I'll tell you my take on this weekend's best options. Pickett here. Watch for Weekend with Dan on YouTube and Facebook. Weekend with Dan is brought to you by Stone Core. We do outdoors better.
Are your kids ready to play this summer? Come check out the Y. Summer is a time for kids to explore new things and expand the limits of their imagination. At the Y Summer Camp, every day is a new adventure. Kids can learn about STEM, arts and humanities, athletic sports, outdoor games, and more. Registration is now open, but space is limited, and spots are filling up quickly. Learn more and find your adventure at fcymca.org. Search Summer Day Camp.
Get ready for Memorial Day weekend grilling at Southern Steer Butcher. Buy any combo pack and get 2 free pounds of chicken, or get 5 pounds or more of steak tips for just $16.99 per pound.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Get ready to take your game to the next level at Best Bet. Come and experience the best in card games, top-notch hospitality, award-winning sushi, and nonstop fun at our Jacksonville and Orange Park locations. We've got something fun for everyone. Choose from a variety of exciting poker games, including limits to suit all skill levels. If you're looking to try something new, we offer easy-to-learn games like one-card poker, Ultimate Texas Hold'em, and Pai Gow. You can also place bets on thrilling simulcast races while enjoying delicious food and drinks. See why we're the go-to destination for gaming and entertainment. Go to bestbetjax.com.
Now is the perfect time to make sure your home is protected from storms by scheduling a complimentary roof inspection with Universal Roof and Contracting. Get $500 off a full roof replacement and $250 off roof repairs. Plus, same as cash financing for 12 months. This offer expires May 31st and restrictions apply. Universal Roof and Contracting, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CCC 123-0147, CBC 125-8484.
Okay, for this Cannons of Jacksonville commercial, we need an idea to really come out with a bang.
Like having a guy shot out of a cannon.
Nah, too messy. In fact, Cannons is known for all your towing needs.
So like my car won't start.
No. Towing products. Cannons does custom welding fabrication and installation of trailer hitches, goosenecks, tow bars, truck racks.
So you might say Cannons is my best shot at finding that inventory in stock?
Boom. You said it.
Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
Introducing the Woody's Barbecue Friday Night Family Feast for Two. Friday night at your neighborhood Woody's. And now, for a limited time, it's only $29.99, a $7 savings. Family-size portions of barbecue pork, chicken, and spare ribs with barbecue beans, coleslaw, french fries, fried corn on the cob, and garlic toast. Just $29.99. And only on Friday nights at Woody's.
At Woody's Barbecue, it's what we do. Let's eat.
It's a unique gift idea and a popular way to add fun and personality to any wedding environment. Mystic Cornhole Company builds custom, high-quality boards right here in Jax. Visit the shop on Phillips Highway or check out their designs at mysticcornhole.com.
Men suffering from ED or PE, you'll see instant results on your first visit at Prime Men's Medical Center. For a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free. You'll even get a gift that enhances performance in the bedroom. Call 904-664-8217.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
JJ, I enjoy the musical selection, but the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures is hoping for some Tina Turner, R.I.P. In the 1 o'clock hour. They want to make it a Tina Thursday in honor of the late great. So we will do so in the 1 o'clock hour.
I thought she was a lot younger than that.
Yeah.
I was shocked that she was in her 80s. I'm so ignorant to that. I thought Tina Turner and like Whitney Houston were like in the same era.
It's kind of funny because when I saw.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that like she got re-popular in the 80s. Tina did, but was popular way before.
Oh
that.
yeah, she was popular in the 60s, man.
Right.
So you can basically say that she when Whitney was just launching, Tina was just wrapping up her second big run. That's basically it. But Tina, you go back to Tina and Mick Jagger, there's some old cool videos and stuff like that in the 60s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I didn't realize when you said you thought younger, I was surprised 83. I thought it was a little older, actually.
Okay.
Because she was a superstar.
No, I was surprised she was 83.
Yeah.
I mean, because I seen her. I mean, listen, I didn't realize the woman was that old when she was in the 80s. You know, I mean, she was.
You want to know why? Because she always had the wheels.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
83 still too young though.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
So we appreciate that on the text line. The Tina Thursdays, we will pay homage in the 1 o'clock hour. A couple others on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. In case you're just joining us, we asked, what is the worst bet you have ever lost? And, you guys are coming through big time. We got this one. I won a $500 credit on an online betting site 11 years ago. In a pay-to-enter contest, I decided to blow the whole lead in one shot. Bet it all on a 10-team college football parlay. I won the first 9 games, was down to the last game, needed Oregon to beat Stanford, who I remember that one. The Ducks lost 17-14 in overtime. The bet would have paid me over $300,000. I still hate Marcus Mariota to this day because of that game.
Listen, there are so many butt end of parlays that break your heart. Because I was winning. Check that. You know, that when you go down your parlay list, that last one will break you. And
$500 to get you $300,000.
Well, 10 teams had to win.
Yeah, you had to, everything had to go. Wow. Like I remember Siegel at Fox 30 way back in the day. He hit his parlay. He hit a 17 parlay, which was just unreal. I can't remember what the total number was at the time, but yeah, I've been close and not that close.
Listen, Leon, let me give you a hint. From someone who bets a lot. When someone tells you they won a big parlay, congratulate them, but just think about the hundreds that they have lost over the years. People are like, "Oh, what a big payout!" It's like, yeah, but I know you've made that bet a million times. You're on the losing end.
By the way, JJ.
We only speak of the dubs as opposed to the O.
Exactly, Leon. Be wary of these people.
Speaking of dubs, JJ, please turn your camera on the 1010XL live cam.
I will.
Because as we're on the subject of betting, we need to see our guy, JJ LaSelva. And for what it's worth, we don't need to necessarily see your monetary bets that you've placed. Our boy Craig up in Columbia, South Carolina, says he had to honor a steak dinner payout due to the Bengals not beating the Chiefs by 14 in the playoffs last year. The worst part, it was to his brother-in-law.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to lose to family because family gets to bring it up
not your brother-in-law.
all the time. Derek from Indiana with his worst bad beat ever. First Thursday night game of 2021, Commanders v. Giants. 1K on the Giants' money line at halftime. Last-second field goal, Commanders missed, but Dexter Lawrence jumped the snap.
Oh, my God.
Tried again. Kicker nails it. Didn't sleep for about 2 days straight. Listen, I know the pain.
I know some Seminole fans will get a nice little kick out of this. My business partner, Howard G., all right, my cigar buddy, big, huge Florida State fan, all right? About 7 years ago, we used to play poker together or whatever. So it was Florida State versus Miami, and Miami lost the game. That's when we were like 7 deep and losing, JJ. We were lost 7 in a row, and it was the 7th game that they had lost, and I bet them, and the loser had to put on a shirt, so I had to put on a Florida State shirt, and I know he listens to this show, so more than likely he's going to post the picture of me with the Florida State shirt on.
I don't want to see it.
I want him to dig that up. Howard, dig that up.
More than likely, he did post it on social media, and it was some Miami fans that won. There's like, Leon, no.
Don't ever.
Speaking of Florida State, a guy says his worst was a couple years ago when Clemson and FSU were playing, and he had FSU +9, which at the time was covering, but then they did one of these crazy laterals at the end of the game that you always know is going to screw somebody. They're always going to pick it up and take it to a touchdown. That's exactly what happened. +9 is a loser.
Yeah, the one that really got me, and this, I don't know when it became a phenomenon, but this disciplined approach of when you pick off a football or recover a fumble at the end of a ball game.
You fall down.
And then fall down. I don't like that
at
all.
Or how about the guy, the running back?
At all.
I blame Scott Van Pelt for all of this.
Stops on the 1 yard line.
It's all him and Stan for Steve. I blame
I want
bad
more
beats.
Ahmad Bradshaw's that say to hell with it and go in and score because totals mean something.
Yes.
Totals are important. And most of the time, if we're being honest, how many unders have you taken compared to
Yeah,
overs?
you're betting me over.
If we're being honest. And so I am an over guy, that's for sure.
8630, we need some more context. I lost a bet and got a nipple ring. We need more context, buddy.
Absolutely.
Let's pivot, though.
Someone had the circle on the top of his head. He had to shave a circle in the top of my head like Friar Tuck on a bet I lost. Also had to get highlights in my hair right before being shipped off to boot camp.
Oh, that.
I've never heard him referred to guy lights.
Oh, I love
like
that nickname because that's probably accurate. You know, those tips they got. That's what women
Very
do.
1999.
Yeah, as opposed to dudes. And then once
sync-esque.
though, what is it, like 6 weeks of basic training? Hell that he would have to take from all of his.
Well, don't they shave your head right away anyways?
Yeah, but
Jamie
that doesn't
Tartt's
mean
got
they
the
still
guy
can't work.
the guy lights, I guess, for you Ted Lasso fans out there. Staying on the subject of gambling, the Boston Celtics an 8-point favorite at home tonight in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. JJ, you sound surprised. I would like your take.
I am.
And then I also have a headline for you. I think we honestly need to make a segment of best headline of the week because I got one from SB Nation. But yes, thoughts on that 8-point line?
I think it's big considering that Miami has covered pretty easily in all the games except the last one. And I just don't see Boston winning that big at home. I guess maybe if it's like a 5-point game late, 4-point game, maybe the free throws could put it over the edge. But I was expecting maybe Boston by 3 or 4.
Yeah, and it was 8.5. I don't know whether it's come down to 8 or whether it rose quickly to 8.5. But the bottom line is, if you go back to the first 2 games the Heat won there, they were an 8-point dog.
And a 10-point dog.
Yeah. Think about it.
I expect Jimmy Butler to score like 40 tonight, honestly. I think they know this is – they have to win now. They have to end it, get it over with. Miami's just going to come out guns blazing.
I feel like it goes 6.
You can't let Denver have that much rest.
Yeah.
That's the
well,
other part of it.
I don't think it matters. I think the NBA Finals are already set. Like the game
But still, they are
days and
rested,
times are already set,
Yeah.
no matter how long it goes.
Here is your headline of the day, courtesy of SB Nation. I watched The Town 4 times in a week like Joe Mazzulla, and it broke me.
I call BS on that story.
This
How do you
is
find
why
the
we
time?
have the live cam, by the way, because you needed to see JJ's laugh in person.
exactly.
That's why you need to be watching on YouTube.
I just
And by
don't
the
know
way,
how you have that much time on your
The
hands.
C Daddy was chiming in, asking about the volume, and we got it fixed, right?
Yes, on YouTube,
Yeah.
you can now hear us.
My thing is, I guess Joe Mazzulla takes a lot of flights because otherwise, why on earth?
That's true.
Like, why on earth? Like, would you have the time? Like, isn't he supposed to be grinding tape?
There's so many films out there, folks.
Well, we'll probably
You don't
do
have to
this.
watch your favorite all the time.
We'll probably do this one, like maybe All-Star Week when there's really no sports that are going on for that 3-day stretch other than the All-Star game, and we'll get people to tell us the movie they've been watched the most.
Well, you remember Tony Smith from Jaguars Today when Mad Max came out a few years ago? Watched it like 1,000 times in theaters.
I'm telling you, between Tony and Hacker, if you found out the truth on how many times they've seen one flick.
They also worked at the movie theater,
It's
though.
scary, though.
The Big Lebowski.
It's scary. So anyway, we'll have that hacker-esque topic a little bit later on. All right, a couple of other things that we need to get into as far as the Jaguars are concerned and Riley Patterson getting cut. We want to see a transaction from this football team. We all want to see a transaction, and I'm sure the kicker transaction surprised you a hell of a lot more than maybe a rush-in transaction. I think that's what most people were thinking was going to happen. So based on the heels of this, are there going to be more than one transaction for this football team within, say, the next couple of weeks? Are they going to make that move during OTAs, or they're going to wait till after mandatory minicamp to make a decision on improving that pass rush? Well, what say you, sir?
Well, I mean, you would like to see it. You would like to see that pass rush phenom brought in before minicamp so you can get him acclimated to the playbook and all that kind of stuff. Or it might be in training camp. It's some viable options out there, and the guys who are asking for the $10 to $12 million, that's going to be reduced. I mean, after they away for football long enough, you could probably get them on the 6 or 7 tip. More than likely like that. So yeah, but this team is all about improving. I mean, you don't sit on your laurels from last year. Winning the divisional round, going against KC. You've got aspirations. You've got aspirations to go to the championship game or the Super Bowl and all that kind of stuff. So you want to increase or get better as a roster, and getting the kicker from Denver is I guess a start.
So what's the other transaction that wouldn't or would surprise you? Not a pass rush.
Well, the more I think about it, and again, we've only seen one OTA. I have no idea what's going on this first full week on the field.
Yeah.
But if the Jaguars feel confident in Yasir Abdullah, He's an undersized edge rusher. I understand he's a rookie. I understand you're going to have, rookie growing pains. But then why would you go out and sign Yannick Ngakoue, who, granted, stats, proven in the league.
And
I
has
get
history
it.
here, though.
Has history here. But he's another undersized designated pass rusher. I was thinking about this on the drive in because I would love to have Jan back here because guess what? Then you all but guarantee yourself 6+ sacks.
He's productive.
That's hard to find, unfortunately, in this town over the last 4 to 5 years.
He led the Colts last year. I want to say it was 9.
Yes, he had 9 because he
9.5.
wants he wants $10 million, and Leon said maybe you take 9 for his 9 sacks.
Yeah.
And that's the other part of it. He wants $10 million. Trent Baalke's not giving him $10 million. And so that's where I think you won't see a transaction, whether it's for Jan or another veteran pass rusher.
Incentivize.
You're not going to see it until training camp.
Yeah, give him 9 and give him incentives, like you said.
Yeah.
Give him $1 million in incentives, $1.5 million in incentives.
Something
something like that. Pro Bowl, 7 sacks or whatever. If he meets those,
reach 10 sacks.
Yeah, something like that. But having Unique, he is undersized, but the productivity. I mean, I know he's a one-hit wonder for all these different teams, but he had 9.5 sacks.
Yeah, 9.5.
Man, I take that all day.
And that led the Colts.
Yes.
Now, it's funny because you start looking at the productivity, and this team obviously needs it. They did not impact the quarterback enough. They were either 4th or 5th from the bottom in yards passing per game. So they need to do something. I'm not saying they need to do it right now, but they need to do something.
And for the sheer drama, come on, bring a Unique back. Come on now. That would be.
I'm telling you, if you would, let's say, someone like myself,
good theater.
Thank goodness, had my surgery in March and, came out from under anesthesia A-OK. But if you were to go into a coma in March when everyone was clamoring for Calais Campbell and that reunion here in Jacksonville, and then you're to wake up in mid-July and instead it's Yannick that's back here, would you take it?
I would not be opposed to it. There are some that say
Yannick is how many years younger than Calais?
Yeah.
At
6 or 7.
6 years.
Yeah.
Calais.
I would have no problem with it. I know that he's got to patch things up with ownership. He and Tony went back and forth on social media. We know, but if I've learned anything about social media, it can be forgotten in a heartbeat if the dollar signs are there, the check's there, everything goes in the bank account properly. You can get over that stuff. You just want a guy to go make plays for you.
You can't listen. When I was with the Dolphins and they released me because I was serving out those 2 weeks out, I had the Steelers and the Jaguars wanted me to come back. So I took my parting shots when I left Jacksonville. I took my parting shots when I left Pittsburgh. But it's all about the business of winning.
Yeah.
Can I bring this guy aboard that he's going to help us win football games? Now, the reason why I didn't sign with either of the teams because they wanted me to be a backup. Backup? What the hell is that? How does that happen?
I do think, the notion of could the Jaguars go out and sign another veteran corner, I do like that thought. I'm not sure it will be a high-profile name just because I don't think there's a ton of them left on the open market right now. That I could see, especially as they continue to load up in that secondary. But otherwise, I just don't see room where, you'd be adding guys. The defensive line is the most obvious.
Yeah, it's
because I said to somebody this morning, they asked about Josh Allen's absence.
Yeah.
And, how Trayvon looked. And I said, well, Trayvon looked great because it was literally him and 5 or 6 guys you've never heard of. And Jordan Smith and his knee brace.
Yeah.
That's it.
And by the way,
that was the outside linebacker room on the field on Monday.
Yeah.
I would be very interested to know what was Josh Allen's excuse for not being here.
I don't know. I want to hear it, but we have not.
If you were a perennial all pro guy, even those guys, they show up. Is he training by himself? Is he? Because he's a captain. Is he not?
He's
three-time.
He's a 3-time
supposed to be a leader.
He's supposed to be setting an example for everybody. I'd be very interested because I'm just telling you, if I was in the locker room and he was a no-show and we were all here, when he finally came, we said, "What's up, bro?" We were here a week ago.
Like every offseason, you were a full participant.
No, negative.
Okay, I'm just asking.
But I was trying to get more money.
Is that what he's trying to do?
Maybe that's what he's trying to do. I was always like, hey, listen, but I didn't start doing that till my last 2 years.
Yeah, when you knew you could.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Also when you've accomplished things.
Yeah.
He hasn't really accomplished anything.
I'm kind of setting Surse up to get to that, because you had the ability.
Clout.
To negotiate.
Yeah.
You had the ability to get their attention. And this guy's going into a contract year. Well, guess what? that is your contract year. You don't need to
Yeah.
hold out for more. Go ball.
Yep.
And look, it might be as simple as if there was either a family emergency or this was scheduled well in advance. Coaches were aware.
Yeah,
Yada
it, could
yada
be that.
yada.
It could be that. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know, but yeah, you're gonna just go out and perform.
Speaking of guys not at OTAs, Jimmy Garoppolo, recently signed by the Las Vegas Raiders back in March, is not participating in OTAs because, surprise, he had left foot surgery in March.
That guy, if you start adding up the surgeries, the areas of the body that have been under attack by scalpels and anesthesia that he's had to take, my gosh, man, shoulder. You go back and you think of the thumb. You can go on and on and on with the stuff that he's had to deal with. And really, the only thing that's held him back, because he's got a decent winning record when he's starting, but that's no bueno showing up to LV.
He does have a life contract or whatever with the Bunny Ranch.
Yeah.
So he should be fine.
He's going to be okay.
Yeah.
That'll pay for the surgery. Josh McDaniels did say that Jimmy is going through his process just like we knew he would. Nothing has happened that would surprise us based on the information we had. So they knew this was going to happen. Just a surprise to everybody else that he indeed did have surgery.
All right. Well, look, we start looking at it. We'll do this a little bit later on, but you start looking at quarterback coach combos. We did a little college talk with that subject yesterday. We'll do a little quarterback coach combos as far as which ones look the best in the league, which ones may scare their fan base more than any. But if you look at Garoppolo and McDaniels, they've got to get it to work. They know each other very, very well. He knows that playbook, okay? He's played under that playbook. He has not been a full-time starter with that playbook in his hands, but Josh McDaniels needs Jimmy Garoppolo to come in and do some good things for him, or he is going to be in trouble. Now, Leon, you mentioned the game that you lost in the neighborhood of $12,000 on, just betting everybody and their brother. High Tide in the South Side. The Bama fan that he is even wanted to correct you on the actual score because he's looking this much later in life. He's still looking.
Was
for
it 35-14 or 33?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He don't think for a moment that he didn't completely correct you, because he was just trying to make sure. But think of the best games that you've seen in your lifetime. And
college football.
Yeah. And you were running through these a couple days ago when we were in the production meeting, and you've played in some of the biggest ball games that we have seen, or been part of some of the biggest.
I was looking at the list. It was the top 25 college football games in history, and our game, Wide Right One, was in the top 10. It was number 10. It was number 10.
And deserving.
My favorite moment was Bobby running on the field thinking he won the game.
What?
A classic.
But being in that game was just, I don't know, it was like an out-of-body experience.
Was it?
It really was, because although, the one thing I could give Seminole fans my hardest venue that I've ever played in as a collegiate athlete is at Doak Campbell Stadium. The noise alone is deafening. I mean, the chomp. I mean, this is how we got.
Not the chomp.
Yeah, the chop.
The chop. The chop. That's right. Y'all the chomp. I'm sorry. The chop. So, I mean, but here's the thing. The week, because in Miami, we labeled it Florida State week because it was always the biggest game.
Oh, yeah.
So our coaching staff, what they would do is, in the locker room, in the weight room, in the training table, they would play that song. So by the time you got to the stadium, you were aggravated, agitated by Florida State. And then to hear it, and then the amount of booze that you get is just mind-blowing. The hatred.
Classy bunch of
I loved it, though. I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I called it, when I was playing, I called it home. I always brought my welcome back.
That is just beautiful.
That reminds me of Chipper Jones owned the Mets so bad during his career that he literally named his son Shea.
For that reason?
Wow.
For that
Oh,
reason?
yeah.
That is awesome.
Savage.
That is awesome. By the way, you guys did get over on our Dodgers last
Finally.
Yeah.
We needed that.
By the way,
thank you to the Cubbies for beating the Mets.
We had a couple on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures that were hoping we would lead the show with simultaneous walk-offs for the Braves and the Florida Gators last night in the SEC tournament.
That was a big time. We were watching at the Golf Club of Southampton last night, and when Alabama went yard, I'm trying to think of what inning that was in, Anyway, it looked like they were gaining control of the baseball game. This is SEC the championship baseball, and Florida's playing for a lot. They're good. Alabama's dang good. Bottom line is it goes 11 innings, and the Gators were able to get one out of the yard, a walk-off winner. That was massive. It really was.
They play tonight on our airwaves, 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock?
Yes, or 8:39ish. Yes,
Yeah,
against
you know how that
Vanderbilt.
goes.
Yeah,
Whenever
there
you
could
say-
be a game before as
Yeah.
well. So like last night's game was supposed to start at 5:30. It got pushed back like an hour. So, they're trying to put like 5 or 6 games in on one day.
They
So
jam
it's
them in.
tough.
They're trying to get them all on the SEC network, and then Hoover is renowned for those mid-afternoon thunderstorms this time of
Exactly.
year. So, yeah.
And it's hard enough to stay on schedule with a basketball tournament, and that's indoors. Baseball, no clock. Weather definitely comes into play. All
No
right, so-
pitch clock
Yeah.
in college.
Yeah.
Saucy Nug, by the way. Florida, the first team in the history of the SEC tournament to overcome a 3-run deficit in extra innings.
Saucy Nugs. Yeah, and it had not been done, and that is pretty cool that they were able to pull it off. We'll see how far it goes with them. All right, now we talked about bad beats, biggest sports bet you've ever lost. You can hit the text line and give us a few more of those. You can go to our YouTube channel, 1010XL, search there, and give us your worst loss ever on a sports bet. But we did not get any more details from the nipple ring guy. So, nipple ring guy.
Someone find him.
Yeah, give us a little more on how you lost a bet and got a nipple ring, because we do need deets on that one. Okay? All right? Make sure you let us know.
It's XL Primetime.
Yeah.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL. Wherever you go, there we are.
I know. I checked online.
1010XL is on your smartphone and tablet. Download our free app for all devices and take us with you around Duval and around the world.
Mia O'Brien here for my friends at Duck Duck Rooter, the experts when it comes to all things related to plumbing and septic. Maybe you're planning a full plumbing repipe for your older home, or you need help with a new septic system installation. Duck Duck Rooter can handle it. From septic tank pump outs, drain field installations, clogged drains, new water heater installations, they do it all. Duck Duck Rooter is also a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So when you're stuck, just call the Duck, 904-862-6769, or online at duckduckrooter.com.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
It's the perfect day. You're just driving along, listening to your favorite music, the windows down. There's a cool breeze. Life is good. But wait, hold on a second. You're not wearing a seatbelt? You'd better put that on before that... Uh-oh, too late. Cops everywhere are stepping up enforcement, so you'd better buckle up or you will get caught. Sorry to ruin your day. Click it or ticket.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
This Memorial Day, Navy Mutual would like to salute Bobby Jones. Jones joined the Army Air Forces during World War II. He left the service as a lieutenant colonel and became one of the most famous golfers ever, even co-founding the Masters.
Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org.
Want great drinks at a great location without paying outrageous prices? Players Grill has you covered. Monday through Friday, happy hour from 3 to 5 p.m. $15 bottomless mimosas on the weekend. Players Grill, where the neighborhood meets.
Hi, I'm Donovan Darris, former 10-year strong safety with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Tackling is one of the most important techniques that you need in football, but can also be one of the most dangerous. That's why I'm hosting my 2023 Youth Tackling Technique camps all throughout Jacksonville. And so I'm asking, if you have a child age 7 to 13, sign them up to learn how to tackle the right way and at a high level. And also, so we don't turn any kids away, sign up as a sponsor to donate $49 for the price of a child to come and participate. You can do all this at DariusNextLevelTraining.com.
David here with Royal Pest Services. That grass is waking up from its winter nap. Royal is close to applying products that help bring it out of that dormancy. Our granular aeration allows treatment to get to the root system. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free estimate. It's grow time!
Beaches Jewelry and Pawn is ready to help. If you need extra cash or a quick loan, Beaches Jewelry and Pawn has cash in hand. They also love to buy items of value. They need gold, silver coins, and flatware, jewelry, guitars, and of course, guns.
If you're often tired, have trouble exercising, or your heartbeat feels irregular, you might have atrial fibrillation, or AFib. Left untreated, AFib can put a strain on your heart and increase your risk of a stroke. But the new Heart Rhythm Center at Baptist Health can help. With the latest treatment options for heart disorders like AFib, our team of specialists can get you feeling stronger again. Learn more at baptistjax.com/AFib or call 904-202-2342.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Rick Springfield, live. 17 top 40 hits. Celebrating 40 years of working class dog. Friday, May 26th, the Thrasher Horn Center. Get tickets at thcenter.org. Rick Springfield, live in concert.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, presented by FIS, is home all weekend at 1-to-1 Financial Ballpark. Tonight is a Military Appreciation Night presented by Outfront and Ascension St. Vincent's on Coors Light Thirsty Thursday. The Weekend of Boom starts Friday with fireworks presented by Florida Health, Duval County. More fireworks Sunday. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable, family, fun.
E.T. here, and y'all know how much I like my brown water, but I ain't gonna lie, it gives me headaches sometimes. So my alternative is Brackish Vodka. This gluten-free alternative to Tito's is 100% local, and all monies stays right here in Duval. Not only does Brackish Vodka make you feel good, but when you support Brackish Vodka, you're also helping local charities. Try it side by side with your favorite vodka, and you will taste and smell how natural Brackish Vodka really is. And when you do, remember who sent you. Come on, somebody.
Cataracts can take a toll on the quality of a loved one's life. Maybe it's even your parents or someone close to you. Hey, Hicken here. I've been talking to you about Bowden Eye. And it turns out renowned cataract care is right here at Bowden Eye & Associates. Their doctors help those with cataracts feel hopeful, sometimes for the first time in a long time. If someone you love is suffering from cataracts, schedule a visit for a personal consultation. 3 locations to serve you, including the new office on County Road 210 in St. Johns County.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. I'm Taylor Dahl for 1010XL. The Jaguars have signed kicker Brandon McManus. With this move, they have also waived kicker Riley Patterson. McManus is a 9-year veteran, spending all 144 games in Denver. And the Dolphins baseball 1-1 in the ASUN Championship pool play. After an 8-0 shutout over Liberty last night, they now face Lipscomb in Game 3 tomorrow at 10 a.m. And while Gator baseball in the SEC Championship, after a bye in round 1, they faced Alabama last night with a walk-off home run and extras by B.T. Ryapel. The Gators pulled out a dramatic 7-6 win, and they now face Vandy tonight at 8:30 in double elimination round in Hoover. You can hear that on 1010 a.m. It's 79 degrees at 102. Time and temper brought to you by Bueller Air Condition. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
And he sends this one high and deep to center. And he's gone! B.T. Ryapel! What a finish on his 11th home run! And Florida walks off Alabama.
This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool. On 1010XL.
Joy in Whoville, as they say, when you hear that highlight with one leaving the yard and the Florida Gators winning over Alabama. Now, that's not joy in Hooverville. That's joy in Whoville, which you could classify Gainesville as that. So they play on in the winners' side of the bracket. Now, I look across, and you can look on YouTube right now, and we see Taylor Dahl. And she just did her update. She ain't leaving.
I didn't leave. I'm
She
staying.
said, I am not leaving. Matt Hayes is on vacation.
It's called the takeover. The takeover.
There it is.
So, yeah, Taylor Takeover. She's going to come hang out with us for the next couple of hours. Welcome in.
Thanks, guys.
All
I
right.
think this is my first XL Primetime appearance, actually.
Round of applause,
Here
JJ.
we are.
Yeah, 'cause
Round
you
of
used to
applause.
be-
Over the Tina Turner, by
Yeah.
the way.
Used to
It
be
is
a
a Tina
drill,
1 o'clock hour.
the Jaguars today. Yeah, you need a little XL Primetime.
I do.
In your world. In your
Yes.
world. Now,
Everyone needs the lunch bunch.
yeah, exactly. Now,
Very
we've been talking
critical.
about bad beats, biggest sports bet you've ever lost. Can you think of one? And we'll throw one at you so you can jump in. Because, look, I don't know how much you gamble, but you are a diehard
Yes.
Bears fan,
Yes.
Cubs fan.
So
et cetera.
I've never been one to jump on the gambling apps and bet, but I have been one to, obviously fantasy football and stuff like that I do. But it's more so the bets with friends that I've made or bets around here where, okay, if this player, if your team beats my team type of thing, or Donna and I did one a couple seasons ago where it was the Tom Brady Bucks playing the Bears. And she wanted an outright win or lose. I was like, we're not winning this game. Just to let you know, I think it had to have been 2 seasons ago because it was the year. Yeah, I think they beat us by like 5 touchdowns. So I didn't take that, but I was like, let's just do whoever scores first, whatever team. I'll take that one because we may have a little more chance of at least getting that first score. But I think probably one of the worst ones was obviously, and it went viral on the 1010 page because I had to wear the Aaron Rodgers jersey.
Oh, yeah.
I bet that
yeah.
was after the 2018 season. I bet Dan and Jeff that the Bears would be back into the playoffs the next season. They were not. And I had to wear an Aaron Rodgers jersey for that day, plus a Packers hat and cheese head earrings. And Dan likes
Dan
to
doesn't
bring
go soft on anyone when it comes to
By the way,
losing
someone
a
else
bet.
on the text line said their favorite bet of all time was also the fish slapping bet.
Oh,
on
that
the
one was
draw.
great. That was great.
It was genius. It
Oh.
really was. But people, this is a 1010XL secret, which I'm sure most people know. We can call it a secret.
Fish slapping.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
it
ever
was
saw it? I'll
so
show you.
great.
I've never seen the fish
I had a
slapping.
slow-mo video of it, and it was fantastic.
In the
It was the
face.
best.
In the face with a
And
fish.
so whenever
Not
they do
me.
that,
But even though I did tell them when I lost and I had to wear the Aaron Rodgers jersey, I was like, I'd rather get slapped in the face with a fish than wear a Rodgers jersey. And they took complete thrill out of that. So
well, that's whenever they do that. They do their bets, and they've got the wheel inside the other
Oh,
room.
Yeah.
okay,
to spin.
gotcha. Okay.
And that is one. And then the cat comes in and has created and crafted new ones every single time they come up with big bets. But the other part of it is, 1010XL secret is that there might be a few fantasy leagues that are run or maybe pick'em pools that are run. Taylor Dahl runs most of them.
all
okay,
of them.
so
I am the pick and pull
Yeah.
queen.
yeah, so she'll gamble with you. It's just a matter of whether or not she's going to win or lose. All right, so you can keep it coming with some of the ones that you may have been on the wrong end of. One on the text line, didn't Tebow have to get the Friar Tuck haircut? I don't know whether that was a bet loss, but yeah, he definitely.
I'm hoping it was.
Yeah.
I don't think it was just, hey, you know what? I want this style.
No, wasn't that rookie hazing?
Yeah.
That was
That's
rookie.
what I thought, too.
It was
Yeah.
rookie
That's what I
hazing.
thought
It was
it was.
rookie hazing.
Yeah, he
all
had a-
rookies had to get the
He had a
cut
bad
in
one.
the
Did you get hazed as a rookie?
Yeah.
He didn't even show up to camp.
Well, I didn't show up to camp. That's which made it
So
even
he did
worse.
not show more.
My
hazing.
hazing was I had to carry the veterans' pads off the field.
Yeah.
I had to carry the veterans' pads. I had to.
That's nothing.
I know.
I had
they let
to.
you
I
have
had to
hazing.
stand. I had to
Did you
stand.
have to sing a song?
I had to sing a song
Yeah,
in the
that's a big
cafeteria.
one.
In the cafeteria, it was
What'd you
Rod. I
sing?
remember who it was. Rod Woodson. He dinging on the ding 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 ding. Ding. I want to hear Cersei sing, so I got up there and I sang Purple Rain.
Well,
Oh,
I thought I was gonna suggest the other one, JJ. That what song did you sing?
I sang
just-
Purple Rain, and I had him swaying in the lunchroom.
I was thinking it was one of the other ones.
No, that.
I didn't know which one.
And I had to pay for dinners.
Yeah.
And I had to bring in donuts.
Yeah.
I
See,
had to
that's
bring in
all in good fun. That stuff.
I
Yeah,
had to bring
I
in
feel
donuts.
like we've asked you this before, Leon. What is
Yeah.
the most expensive meal? So let's just do rookie year when you had
Okay,
to pay
rookie
for
year.
meals. What was the most expensive meal?
Well, because I was a first round pick, it was an offensive line dinner. I had to pay for. I had to pay for the limos. I had to pay for the food. I had to pay for the after hours entertainment as well. Y'all just think about whatever you can. But inside the
Bowling?
restaurant,
Yeah.
inside the restaurant
Some
was
people's life's priceless. It was not
yeah, it was-
priceless for you.
Yeah, it was Top Golf.
Yeah.
Outside the inside the restaurant was called Top of the Triangle in Pittsburgh. I remember it was on the hill. You could see the city and stuff like that. It was the most expensive place. So they had lobster tails, they had steaks, appetizers, they had wine, they had champagne, they had liquor, they had cigars. So this is in 1992. My bill was, I believe it was $5,200.
That's not
5,200
bad.
is
It's just 5,292 now.
Coming from someone.
That's 10.
It's not
girl.
bad. I'm having anxiety right now.
No, coming from someone that
Like 5 months
That's
of
10.
rent.
That's
Right,
10, 15
yeah.
girl.
I won't tell you about how much I foolishly may or may not have bet at a gala earlier this year.
Oh,
so,
yes.
Yeah.
Did you get to enjoy the food with them, or you just?
No.
or they
I
give you a
ate
check
with
in?
them. I
Okay.
ate with them, but the whole time I'm
You weren't
eating with them,
enjoying it.
I
You
was
weren't
not
enjoying
enjoying them.
He's seeing the drinks getting
Every-
set down,
listen,
and he was like, "Oh."
Every bite of steak, $100 bill.
When I was
$100
cutting
bill.
my steak and everything, I was like, you mofos.
That was before you reached the stage of, I like that house. How much do you want for it? Blank check.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't me. That was Bad Moon.
Yeah.
I was in the car with Bad Moon. And he told the young lady that he was leaving Jacksonville, and he was like, he ripped a blank check out and said, "Go find us a house." I was like, "Oh, Lord."
Okay.
Speaking of money, by the way, let's hit to that real quick, JJ.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Per our good friend of the program, Brett McMurphy of the Action Network, Tennessee has sold out its entire allotment of season tickets. That's 70,500 seats for only the second time in the past 22 years.
Wow.
I feel like whenever you, and I don't know whether the price went up or anything like that. I would imagine they didn't, but still, that's a pretty good. Yeah, this early.
Does Alabama go to Tennessee this year? That'd be interesting.
No, they
it was in
were up there
Tennessee last
year. It was in Tennessee last year. That's right.
That's when the son-in-law.
Just shows the excitement behind that program.
Yeah.
Oh,
the high pull effect.
Yeah, you think? Yeah.
I hope they enjoy their 8-4, 9-3.
Yeah, here's their
like they
schedule,
always do.
JJ. So their non-con, at least they get Virginia, neutral site game, and we don't know what Virginia is going to be.
Oh, they're
unfortunately.
gonna suck.
Yeah. Yeah. Austin P. At Florida, home against UTSA, home against South Carolina, home against A&M, at Alabama, at the program, home against UConn, at Mizzou, home against Georgia, home against Vandy.
Oh, that home against Georgia is going to be sweat.
And A&M.
And A&M,
That helps. That makes up for the. I mean, I think at the program is an ultimate trap game because even if they're competitive at Alabama,
that's a 4-game stretch. 2 big ones at home and then 2 on the road,
Yep.
back to back. That's going to be tough. But remember, last year we thought Tennessee was ready to take control, and they walked into Athens and got their butts beat. And there was a time, when I was thinking Hendon Hooker was as good a quarterback as was out there, Heisman Trophy worthy, and all this. This is before he got hurt against South Carolina.
Yeah.
He got worked a little bit in that game.
Yeah.
I think like
sure.
3/4 of our show actually picked Tennessee to win that
Yeah,
game,
I know.
myself included.
I mean, they look good. They had me
They
fooled.
really did.
But you know, it's like walking
They
down
have
the
an
block where the
anti-dog
bully is,
sentiment.
and you like, man, I'm sick of getting bullied, and then you still get your butt whipped.
Yeah.
That's how
That's
Georgia.
what happened. That is what happened.
Real quick,
All right.
before we take our first break of the 1 o'clock hour, and as we welcome Taylor into her first XL Primetime, Taylor.
Does she have to get a tattoo or anything like that?
Do I get hazed? I
was gonna say we usually make like eating contests or something
where
like
is
that.
the chicken and where are the donuts?
What have you brought to the lunch table?
yeah.
No, since Taylor is obviously our resident hockey expert outside of Rick Ballou here at 1010XL World Headquarters, the Florida Panthers sweep. Taylor, can you identify the problem with that graphic, though, from TSN up in Canada?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Can you look at that graphic of congrats to the Florida Panthers and the issue at hand?
The Canada is not happy about what's
Canada's not
what's
happy.
happening with the NHL.
They responded, or at least
Who did?
Not responded. Excuse me. I should say they
They're just using the wrong
misspoke.
skyline.
Yes, there it is.
Of course. I feel like that's not the first time that's happened.
The
for...
Lake Eola, Florida Panthers.
How do you mess that up?
Yeah,
How do you honestly mess up an entire skyline for someone who's going to the Stanley Cup?
Yeah, I would think you might want to give them a
Final.
little love and make sure it's accurate. And this is not like taking a different Ville and confusing them. I totally get that.
Yeah.
But
Orlando and
that's a slap.
West Palm and Fort Lauderdale area, like very much like 2 minutes away. From
How about
each other.
NBC or whoever it was a few months back using the New York skyline pre 9/11?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I saw
acting
that.
like it was like a live shot.
That's bad.
It's like, there's a couple things there
Like, well,
pointing out that it's not live.
And that's when people are definitely going to notice.
Haven't we
Like, you
stole
can't
their
miss that.
sport? So to
Oh,
say?
yeah.
Oh, we
The
stole the
NHL now
Canadian
is-
sport.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Because
It's not the CHL.
What were you saying,
it's
JJ?
the-
When was the
Florida
last
now?
time?
Tampa twice and the
1992.
Panthers.
1992 since the last time a Canadian team won the team.
Yeah, and honestly, the Lightning, like Taylor said, have dominated, and then now the Panthers just basically come from nowhere. And my brother, who's a Lauderdale dude, loved that first run they had, and then he just said, I'm not a hockey fan. Let's be real. And now he's trying to pretend that he's paying attention again, which he's not. All right, I got one more bad beat that I want to bring up that includes a Jaguar that was sent in on the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You can hit it 641-1010 and let us know the worst sports bet you've ever lost. And a radio call-in guy got called out to pay his debt. It was $1,000 because he was predicting the Lakers would beat the Nuggets. That didn't happen. So we've had our share of challengers on our show that have called up, and you want to take them on, Leon. I think.
Well, absolutely.
JJ was the filter.
Yeah,
You said, bring him. Let me hear from him.
Yeah. I'll be interested to hear. Was there any fans in 2000 that bet on us to beat the Titans?
Oh, okay.
Just let me know if I hurt your heart a little bit.
I would love to hear.
Or your wallet.
Yeah. Or your wallet.
Yeah. 641-1010. Text us in on that one. It's XL Primetime.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
What are you doing? You touched that switch and... Which one, this?
10 turbo.
More power.
10XL.
The Internal Revenue Service is reported to be receiving $80 billion in additional funding for the 2022 tax year for unpaid tax enforcement. There has never been a budget increase this large in the history of the IRS. All of this funding is for more revenue officers and collecting delinquent taxes. If you owe the IRS, you have a short time to get your tax issues resolved or face financial devastation. J. David Tax Law is right here in Jacksonville and provides tax relief for all personal payroll and sales tax problems. They've achieved thousands of successful outcomes for their clients, and that's why their reputation speaks for itself. If you have federal or state sales tax debt, do your research to see why J. David Tax Law is the most effective option to relieve your tax burden. Call J. David Tax Law at 904-507-4777. That's 904-507-4777 or at jdavidtaxlaw.com.
Men, are you suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE? The medical providers at Prime Men's Medical Center offer breakthrough medical treatments that eliminate problems in the bedroom without pills or surgery. 98% of men see instant results on their first office visit. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Men are even lasting 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
But that's not all. For a limited time only, call Prime Men's Medical Center now, and your initial consultation and first treatment with our medical providers are completely free. You'll see instant results right in the office. You'll even get a gift that enhances your performance in the bedroom. All this, worth hundreds of dollars, is free if you call now. 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
Summer is here, so while you're at the beach or on your bike, head on down to Sliders Oyster Bar in Neptune Beach, where you'll find the absolute freshest seafood in all of the 904. The biggest shrimp, the saltiest oysters, the freshest fish, all here at our newly renovated restaurant in Neptune Beach. Fresh seafood delivered daily by Safe Harbor, straight from the boat to your plate. Unique oyster specials daily, along with mixed cocktails from the bar. Come enjoy this beach vibe. Sliders Oyster Bar in Neptune Beach, locally owned by Safe Harbor Seafood.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We're your local family jeweler for 46 years in Jacksonville with a huge selection of diamonds, gemstones, and pre-owned Rolex watches. And Monahan Jewelers is your store for expert jewelry repair turned around in 1 or 2 days. Most jewelry stores take 2 weeks or more, and many stores send your jewelry somewhere else for repair. At Monahan Jewelers, our jewelry repair is done in-house by expert craftsmen, and Monahans can turn around most repairs in a day or two. So bring your jewelry repair to Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Beach.
Follow off-season activities on 1010XL.
Quick feet!
Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services and Safe Harbor Seafood Restaurant and Market.
Be smart, let's get the work done.
Roll through the off-season with Tire Outlet.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, with answers to the questions I'm asked the most. Yes, we are local, and no, I'm not hiring an actor to read these commercials. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars. Make them your AC partner with honest cost estimates before they start the work with no hidden fees. Call 877-4300 for Florida Home AC.
I'm Dr. Mitchell Yass, the most unknown world-renowned expert on pain elimination. That's right, elimination. If you've tried medications, injections, physical therapy, chiropractic, even surgery, and still experience pain, then say yes to Yass. I have successfully used the Yass method for over 30 years to help thousands reclaim their lives. To learn more, call me at 904-906-YASS. Let's end your pain and say yes to Yass.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and Triumph is such a hardy, big, beautiful bike. If they come into the showroom, what can they find?
You're going to find everything from the modern classics, the Trident, the Scramblers, bobbers. We've got it all.
And inventory is always changing, right?
It is always changing. It's fluctuating fast. If you see it, you better get it.
So come on into the showroom. That's the easiest way. Or log on to cyclesofjacksonville.com. You're on Atlantic near Regency. That's Cycles of Jacksonville.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, protected by Preferred Roofing on 1010XL.
I personally love the texters that impersonate as our general manager, Steve Griffin. I see you. We also see a lot of you hitting us with your best bets that you've ever lost. Or maybe you have a good bet out there.
Yeah. And while we're listening to Tina Turner, because it may shock a few people. They're like, what is JJ playing? It's a tribute to Tina Turner. 83 years of age, and an iconic performance.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
641-1010, the number to reach us at. That's how we came up with Tina Thursday. Shout out to our listeners, our nooners, who were so kind to ask for some homage to be paid to the late great who passed away yesterday or Tuesday. The days all blend together.
Yeah,
earlier this week.
Yeah, I just saw it this morning, so I'm not even sure.
It was yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday, earlier this week, yes.
All right, Taylor Dahl's hanging out with us. We have been talking about the worst beats, bad sports bets. Here's one. A huge Bama fan. My worst best beat, 10-team parlay to the kick six the year Auburn returned the missed field goal for six and won the game. Heartbroken and lost a possible huge payout.
What's up with all these 10-team parlay guys?
You
guys deserve to lose these bets. I don't feel sorry for you.
You want to know why? Because it cost a buck.
Like a nickel, yeah.
So Dempsey said earlier, and you can appreciate this as we're talking about, just the take a flyer on something. He said if they had someone had bet on two sweeps in the Western and Eastern Conference Finals, $100 would have drawn $160,000.
Ooh.
Yeah, but they didn't.
Yeah.
I love all these what if bets. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
No one did that.
But what if the Celtics close out with the gentleman's sweep? Or excuse me, the Heat close out tonight with the gentleman's sweep?
It's the first time in all major, or the two major sports going on right now, playoff-wise,
that it would have.
All four series have been 3-0, yes.
By the way, for you degens out there, if I so kindly can call you and affectionately call you that, apparently the Fanatics Sportsbook is launching its beta product today in Massachusetts. So
they're gonna make the stuff you wear and then set up a sports book. Is that what we're doing here?
All I'm saying is there's a nonstop from Jacksonville to Boston Logan International Airport on JetBlue. Maybe you want to hop on that.
Yeah. That's wild.
My thing is if I would happen to win one chunk of like decent money, I'd be like, okay, that's it. I never want to bet again. Or opposite, if I lost a good amount, I'd be like, never again. And that's just how I am. Like the one time I went to Vegas, I sat on the slots for a little while, ended up on a penny slot, winning like a good chunk of money, and I was like, I'm done. Like that's enough for me. That is enough.
My brother and I, we go with our dad, and it's one of those classic road trips. My mom's already out in California. It's Northern California. A flock of Mexicans, all legal, are all there with her, ready to party. And so we come out, and we go through Reno and then come down to Chico. And so my brother and I, one of us may not have been of age to drink, and he is older than me. But when you go to Vegas, Reno, Tahoe, it doesn't matter. You sit at the table, they're going to bring you drinks. So anyway, we're teenagers. We're loving it and having a blast. And so we all have our money that we had saved and set aside. And my brother's like, we got to go to Reno, then Tahoe, then Vegas. If I lose this tonight, do not let me go back to the car and get more money. Do not, because I've got 2 more stops to go. I'm telling you, I had to fight him to keep him from his own money.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what happens. When you lose, you can't help it. You think you're going to win it back. You never win it
Like
back.
one more time. One more.
Let's get it back to the National Football League, since I know JJ and I were trying to find some more insight, and now it has been released. The New England Patriots are losing a pair of OTA days this offseason for violating offseason rules. According to Mike Florio, take this for what you will, if you believe in the Florio or not, per a source of Mike Florio's, it was a meeting violation. An observer from the NFL Players Association believed that one of the optional early off-season meetings was a violation because the 15-minute meeting in question, which was a special team session, was made visible on the internal schedule.
That's so soft.
In the opinion of the NFLPA, placing the meeting on the formal schedule converted it from optional to mandatory.
That's soft. That's what we're doing.
Because it was on a calendar.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with on-field activity.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna get a violation, let it be that. Something where OTAs they're too physical. I mean, a meeting, come on.
And that's usually what a John Harbaugh has been fined for in the past, for a little too much hitting.
I'd rather take many hits to the head than go to a meeting, Leon. I'd rather be destroyed physically than go to a meeting.
And what did Herb lose in terms of OTA sessions when he had a little too much physical play between the wide
But
receivers and cornerbacks?
that was interesting, though, because that was after OTAs had already wrapped up. Because then it was 2 OTAs
Hit him
that
after that.
Doug then lost.
Yeah.
That's what was
Is that what
unfair.
it was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
because they went back and were evaluating certain hits that were happening in practices. So it was after everything was over.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's that eye in the sky. People don't realize this. There is an NFL eye in the sky at every practice. And those are the ones, I guess they're just looking out to preserve the player, which is fine.
Yeah.
But you think that your
Well, I
team's
mean, the players collectively bargained for all of this type of stuff. The reduction of mini camps, training camps, not as physical, not as many meetings. So I mean, this is what they asked for. But it seems
there's a hired snitch.
Yeah, well,
it just works there.
Yeah, well, it was an observer who had observed it. Yeah.
Well, heck, even on every sideline, JJ, every NFL game, there is a past player that gets paid to be the uniform police. And remember, Johnny Rimbert.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
yeah, bro.
Johnny Rimbert forever made his home here, and he was what was he, a former Patriot, I'm pretty sure. Anyway.
Like, get that shirt tucked in.
Yeah, and he would sock up, sock down, fine, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You can't have any marks, any other logos showing that aren't supposed to be showing.
And each year, I'm sure they're given a list of like, hey, look for these things because we were noticing them the last couple seasons, and now we want to crack down on
Too
them.
much swag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they say the fines go to like a charity.
Of course they do.
By the way,
Roger Goodell.
Well, wait. Better yet, as part of this repercussions from the violation, Bill Belichick fined $50,000. I mean, I know that's like, a drop in the bucket for him, but still.
But still, there's no way he even knows how to put the calendar invite into the computer system.
Yeah,
he was not the one
else is doing that.
He was not
That's
doing
for sure.
that.
All right, you mentioned parlays, JJ. Why is everyone betting on parlays? There's also
not parlays, but like
10-leg parlays.
Even more than 3. It's like,
all right, here's a good
get
one.
outta
Here's a good
here.
one. This was a bad beat, and it has a Jaguar flavor to it. And you can look at the betting slip that the texter sent in.
See, that's what we need.
And he's
Official.
got
Send
it official.
your receipts.
This was 5 picks for $2,000. Okay, 5 picks. Leon, you could see this, and you got the shade of green next to the ones that are right. George Pickens, 3 receptions in the game. You all fantasy leaguers can appreciate this. He has 5 catches. Derrick Henry, 13.45 fantasy points. He gets 22. Another check. Nick Chubb, half a rushing touchdown. He gets 1. That's another check. Mike Williams, over under 4 receptions. He gets 7. That's another check. So he's got 4 correct for $2,000. Comes down to Trevor Lawrence with 15.15 fantasy points. It was against Philadelphia, and he got 6 points.
Those fumbles.
Yeah, killed him.
The fumbles, and that's what lost him $2,000. That would hurt.
I didn't even know you could bet on like fantasy
Me either.
stats.
Yeah,
like
don't
that.
worry. Whatever you're already betting, you're adding this to it now. 'Cause you're gonna. Yeah. And
I won't.
I would come in and tell JJ I had so many player props because I was always trying to
Yeah, you
increase
love
my
that.
odds.
Yeah.
I love them, and I'm looking for those touchdowns in each game. And you look for a guy who's on a touchdown drought, a guy who's just coming back from being on. Anyway, and if I pick 1, lousy odds. Pick 2, and better odds. Pick 3, really good odds. I never hit them. I just kept
That's my
trying.
point.
I never
They're
hit
sucker
'em.
bets.
They're total sucker bets. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? There's nothing else that you can do. All right. This all started with a $1,000 bet that someone was called in on radio. Let's mention our bet when it comes to rib eating. 'Cause
Yeah.
This is going to be social media. So
Yes.
me and Taylor, you guys tell everybody what they can look
So
forward to.
Rib Mania comes to XL Primetime on Tuesday, June 27th. You have an opportunity to enter to win a chance to face off with the XL Primetime crew in a rib eating contest in studio. So you must be available June 27th between the hours of 1 and 3 p.m. for said rib eating contest. How do you enter to win this contest? Well, between June 5th and June 23rd, you will text the word rib to 641-1010. Again, June 5th to June 23rd. Not today, since I've already seen some of
We
you
had some ribs
already send the rib. We are just getting the word out there now so we can build the anticipation for what is sure to be not only tremendous radio, tremendous video, and not to mention, we will also have Shannon Snell in the house being our official referee on the heels of his lasagna cook-off with Leon
with
1
Leon.
year
It's
ago.
great competition.
Yeah.
Could you eat a slab?
I was backstabbed.
By
Yeah,
another
let's
cane.
not talk about that.
By another cane. Could you eat a rack?
I could, yeah, but don't bet. Listen, if you bet on me, I'm not a surefire winner.
I am
because I'm
gonna-
more of a delicate eater. I don't go savage.
We need to see what this listener looks like.
Yeah,
Because we got some big boys that listen. Let's not.
Let me-
Okay. Go ahead.
I was going to say, the picture that Leon sent to our show thread yesterday of what the Joker looked like as a kid.
Fat
He looked
Jokic.
like Sandlot dude.
Yeah.
That dude would have won a riveting contest.
Oh, absolutely.
There is no
Yes,
doubt in
yes,
my
yeah,
mind. I'm like Leon. I'm a slow eater.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
to
Me too.
clean the
Yeah,
bone. I'm
exactly.
going to get every bit of enjoyment
There
out
you
of
go.
it.
There you go.
So you and I are going to have to hustle up.
Well, what's the time limit?
Yeah, what?
Are
I
we
believe
gonna-
it's a whole segment, so I believe it's like the 140 segment.
Okay.
Okay.
Is
So you're gonna have about 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Okay.
That's
All right, so that means
that's
we
a
don't have to-
long
You don't
time
have to
to
just
just
like,
be eating.
yeah, corn on the
Yeah,
cob them
man.
down.
That means we don't have to gorge in like 3 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
Unless we're
All right.
doing
We
it
have
during the
time.
break. I
could
need to
probably
double
go
check
through a
with
rack.
our sales
15
team.
minutes, I can go through a rack
Yeah.
in 18.
I might be able.
Maybe.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to like bribe Shannon because I want this kind of bone. I don't need
Yeah.
that big mean content because then I can fly.
Listen, we're not asking the sales team. We're not having a radio contest during the break.
Yeah.
If they tell you we're doing that, we're not doing that. That would be literally the opposite of good radio. Hey, we just did a contest during the
Guess who the
commercial
winner
break.
is?
Oh, you guys missed it.
Guess who the winner is?
Live on Quinn's Facebook
Yeah.
and Instagram.
Yeah, it can happen
Get
on
the
social.
viewers over there. Get the viewers over there. Real quick note: Charles Schwab Challenge, aka Colonial, underway in the heart of Texas. We have some, perhaps names we're not as familiar with.
Yeah, throw 'em.
At the top of the leaderboard.
Block?
Oh no, no! We're gonna get to him. Don't you worry. We are getting to America's favorite son. Top of the leaderboard as of right now at Colonial: Harry Hall,
Yeah.
Ches-
He's an Englishman.
Ches Reavy,
Ches has won a few times.
our boy Tom Hogue,
Hoagie has won. He
Hoagie.
won at AT&T.
David Lipsky.
Lipsky is a guy that has kicked around this globe for a long time, but he's been on tour the last couple of seasons. Older guy, capable.
Michael Kim,
Michael Kim has won once. John Deere Classic winner. Played up there in
and good old TPC Deer
Pac-12
Run,
land, yeah.
Silvis, Illinois,
Yep.
and then Austin Smotherman.
I love Smotherman. So here's my PGA Tour Entertainment International TV voice. out to 18. Smotherman with a chance for a birdie. I love, because I always go.
Is he foreign?
Well, he's an American, but I go basically, like, if you go back to The Simpsons and I think of one of the characters and I go, Smotherman. Smotherman. So I love it. They get a big kick out of it. But he's a good player, but we just don't know a whole lot.
Yeah, it's just not really a star-studded leaderboard, but some of the names behind them will pique your fancy. And again, it's early. They're an hour
you're
behind
forgetting
us.
T3, TPC champion Siwoo Kim.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see him on
C3 under.
PGA's website.
And Siwoo has played well, and he's
Oh, there
already
he is.
won.
He's T4 now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
shame.
why. He's further down.
He won the Sony earlier this year at Waialae and was contending a couple of times, so there's no reason to count him out. All right, so let's get back into a little NFL discussion. And we were mentioning this earlier, and Taylor was chiming in as far as all of us getting ready for a little eye in the offseason. And we did coach quarterback combos yesterday in the college world. Let's do a version of that in the NFL world, because there's definitely, if you think of Doug Peterson, Trevor Lawrence, pretty good coach quarterback combo going right now.
We'll do that next, coming up on XL Primetime right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers. More videos, more podcasts, more Jaguars, preps, and college football. More of everything you love about Jacksonville sports at 1010XL.com.
Beach towel? Check. Beach chair? Check. Sunscreen and sunglasses? Check and check. But before I head out to the beautiful beaches of Jacksonville, I need one more thing. Summer. And I'm in luck because the Summer Starts Here sales event is going on now at Arlington Toyota. Mia here. Are you ready to map out your summer? It all starts at Arlington, where you'll get hot deals on even hotter Toyotas during the Summer Starts Here sales event. Even better, Arlington has over 300 new Toyotas available. And with every new Toyota purchase at Arlington, you get their lifetime warranty. That's unlimited time and miles. So wherever the road takes you this summer, the beach, the mountains, camping under the stars, summer starts here at Arlington Toyota. I think this is going to be your best summer yet. But don't wait. When the sun sets on this sale, it is gone for good. So get to Arlington Toyota and start your summer the best way with the Summer Starts Here sales event. 10939 Atlantic Boulevard and online at arlingtontoyota.com.
At Sonny's, we don't dabble in barbecue. We aren't part-time pitmasters. Around here, barbecue is life, and this is our month. Come celebrate National Barbecue Month at Sonny's, where barbecue is all we've done for 55 years. Every Wednesday in May, get a $5.50 pork big deal or a $10 pork and rib combo. Available for dine-in, carry-out, or curbside pickup. Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmasters since '68.
Bob Arablo here, president of Your Jacksonville Iceman. Thanks to the doctors and staff at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, our team is well taken care of. We're proud to be associated with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. Our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is ready to help you too. We'd like to thank the coaches and schools who trust in our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
At Batteries Plus, we power family road trips. We power bedtime stories. We power our local hospitals. We power connections with friends. We do more than replace batteries and fix phones and tablets. We help our neighbors power their lives. How powerful is that? Visit Batteries Plus for free auto battery testing and free installation too at most locations. See batteriesplus.com for details.
When getting the job done right is job one, you need construction equipment that's built right. From compact track loaders to the world's #1 selling compact excavator, the Kubota construction lineup features durable Kubota engines, more comfort, and the versatility to do it all and do it right. Visit Coastal Equipment today and go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Coastal Equipment.
Coastal Equipment on New Kings Road and in McClenny.
This is Denny Thompson. Join me for the Gator Bites podcast presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists with new episodes every Wednesday. Subscribe and listen by searching for 1010XL Florida Gators podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or TuneIn.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
What if you could be credit card debt-free in 10 days and save as much as $1,000 a month? Loan Pronto's all-new Express Equity Line of Credit program is just what you need. Hey, it's Prosser here. You don't have to do a full home refi. You can tap a small portion of the equity you have and enjoy a super low monthly payment. With Loan Pronto's Express Equity Credit Line, you can close in 7 to 10 days, and a $50,000 loan will only cost you around $400 a month. Use that money and pay off high-interest credit cards or do a home improvement project. You can access up to 90% of your home's equity, and 9 out of 10 homeowners won't even need an appraisal. So even if you did a total refi recently or just bought your home, you can tap the equity with this fast, easy program. Stop the madness. Say no to 24% interest fees. Call Loan Pronto today. 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Or as always, you can visit loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
At Andy's Automotive and Truck Services, they know that your company's fleet is more than just a bunch of cars and trucks. It's your livelihood, your reputation, your pride. So when you need routine fleet maintenance or emergency repairs, Andy's offers after-hours and mobile service to minimize your downtime and keep your fleet running like new. While you care for your employees and customers, rest assured Andy's Automotive will take care of your fleet. Visit the team at andysats.com.
Get ready for Memorial Day weekend grilling at Southern Steer Butcher. Buy any combo pack and get 2 free pounds of chicken, or get 5 pounds or more of steak tips for just $16.99 per pound.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
I'm looking at some of the accolades for the late now and still great Tina Turner. Age of 83, Leon, she passes. She sold more than 150 million records worldwide. She won a dozen Grammys. Into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1991 with, I guess it was with Ike. Yeah, Ike. And then on her own in 2021, she's been honored at the Kennedy Center. You go on and on and on with some of the stuff that she did. She was something else. Ike and Tina Turner, great act back in the day. Tina Turner, by herself, outstanding. Passing at the age of 83. It's XL Primetime. Joe C., me O'Brien, Big Sir. Sir stays until 2 o'clock every day. He's punching a new clock. He's hanging out with us a little bit longer. And Taylor Dahl is hanging out for the rest of the show today and tomorrow with Matt Hayes on vacation. So you guys can chime in. You can hit the chat line on YouTube, 1010XL. You can go there, or you can definitely hit us on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. So this one I can totally appreciate. You go ahead, Taylor, with one of our own.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Casey Dobson, if you don't know Casey, he's on some of the weekend shows. He does an array of things here around 1010, and he actually has a project coming up soon, so you'll see him a little bit more shortly. But he sent me in this as we're talking about these bets gone wrong. And so he said I figured he'd chime in, but he also said don't tell JJ. I was like, well, JJ's hearing this because he is the producer of the show. But it's about fantasy baseball. So he lost a bet with the fantasy baseball. It was a playoff match. And because of this, because he ended up losing this particular bet, he had to wear a dress, lipstick, and dance to I'm Every Woman and record it. So he said there's a video out there somewhere, but he also sent in a bunch of pictures, full on.
Oh, we need the video.
I know. That's why I was like, we've got to find this video.
Somewhere, like you have it.
Yeah, it's there. But it's also, the pictures are fantastic. Full on heels, dress, lipstick, a cute little hat. And if you know Casey, he's very tatted
Oh, he's
up.
tatted up.
He's
Got him a nice
tatted.
big husky beard.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's delivering the mail.
He had a
on
new
a daily
tattoo
basis.
last week, by the way. I was in a meeting with him,
did?
and he's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I got a new leg tattoo yesterday." And he like rolls up his like leg sleeve, and it's like a full like leg tattoo. And I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, there's
Listen,
not much.
it is. If you're into ink, you're into ink. Do you have any urge, Leon, after your one tattoo that you got?
Yeah, I'm
now?
gonna get another one.
You
know,
are.
I've got to represent the U.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save it though for the season.
I do love it because he played right tackle
don't
for
wanna-
the Jags,
Mhm.
so that's on the right bicep. Played
Love
left tackle for the U. Gonna put it on the left.
Bro, you don't want
Love
to
it.
save it for the season because when the season unfolds, you're not going to want to put us on your body. Trust me,
I
bro.
don't know.
Let the
I beg to
preseason
differ.
vibes take us in.
When we're 6-0,
Oh my God!
hey,
I'll get the
optimism,
mid-season tap.
optimism, bro.
Haven't had that since the early 2000s.
All right, so
Exactly.
listen to this one as far as a bad beat or the worst sports bet you've ever lost. And then we're going to get into some NFL offseason talk. But this is one I guarantee you a lot of Jaguar fans, all of Duval has dealt with on a regular basis. 2011 to 2016, running bet every year. All the Jags had to do was win just 6 games. Now, I have sent that bet to Vegas with Kenny the bartender many a time. He said he, the texter, lost a bottle of bourbon every year.
So that was the bet.
Yeah, every year. Of course, he was beaten up, so he said no bet in 2017.
Oh, no.
And they won 10 and then lost the bet the next 2 years, killing me. I hope he did come
Placed
back.
it last season.
Yeah, I'm hoping
I
he
hope
did.
so.
Yeah, keep the bet rolling now that Dougie Fresh was brought in. All right, with that, Doug is in our conversation, so let's hit I on the offseason.
Time now for Eye on the Off Season, brought to you by Dr. Robert Schnipper and the Jacksonville Eye Center.
Dr. Robert Snipper, big Jaguar fan. He's the man. He's been in Jacksonville for a long, long time. The ophthalmologist, if you're thinking about whether you just simply need glasses or contacts, they got the optometry department ready to rock and roll. If you're thinking about LASIK, you definitely need to find out what he can offer you. The Allegretta Wave, the Intralaser, he's got the latest technology, and he wants to make sure that you are understanding what you're getting, and if it's a little later in life and you got to take care of mom and dad, cataract surgery, he is the best there as well. Call 355-5555, and don't forget, log on to drschnipper.com. He's the man. Definitely check him out. All right, so let's do quarterback, coach, combos. Where like,
Well, we know who's number one. They
Yeah.
have to be.
Yeah.
It has to be Andy and Pat.
Yeah.
That's easy. That's easy.
That one we know.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like we
For
need to go
now.
5-1, but that's just an absolute given.
Yeah.
It's an absolute given. And Andy Reid finally getting the quarterback, I mean, that was a match made in barbecue heaven in Kansas City.
Oh, yeah.
Really was.
Let me ask you a
Absolutely.
chicken or the egg question. As you're preparing for this,
Mm-hmm.
do you type best NFL head coaches into your Google search, or do you type best quarterbacks
And then I match up
Go off the
and then go
coach.
off from there?
Yeah, I match up the head coach after that. I match up.
Yeah, I
So-
go quarterback then.
All right, so all right, go ahead. If
No,
because we all know
number
what number one is.
Number one is see, I used to call the New England Patriots back in the day with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick the Evil Empire.
Correct.
Okay, I'm thinking now because of all their success, Andy Reid, the Patrick Mahomes in the AFC, and they're in our way.
Yeah.
They're the now new.
Yeah, they're the
Evil-
villains.
Yeah, they are.
I
If
do
they don't
like,
want to be or not, they are.
Nick Wright from Fox Sports, who we are hoping to have on at some point this summer. He's a Kansas City native, and he refers to the AFC Championship game now as the Arrowhead Invitational.
Oh wow!
Well,
They've been
you
to
can't
what,
argue with them
4 in
right
a
now.
row?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've gone to what, 4 in a row?
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Remember the
also-
stat we threw out, which was just crazy to imagine? Pat Mahomes has never lost a playoff game on the road because he's never had to go on the road.
But yeah, it must be
Yeah,
nice.
that part.
I think it's interesting too because when you mentioned the Tom Brady and Belichick thing, and how many times was it mentioned throughout the years of that conversation of who makes who? Was it Belichick making Brady or was it Brady making Belichick? And I feel like we haven't had that conversation with Reid and Mahomes. It's just kind of been like a duo that works, not a competition.
I think the more championships they win, then because they've only won what, 2? They won 2.
Only 2.
Two championships
Yeah,
together.
they played in
So,
3.
Yeah, they
won
played
2.
in 3. But I think Patrick Mahomes is there for the next It's got a 10-year deal. So if they win 2 or 3 more championships, then we have to ask if they're still together.
Yeah.
We have to ask ourselves: is it Pat or is it Andy?
Yeah.
And you can look around, and there was, I'm
It's
just going to
Pat.
throw this out.
It's Pat.
It's Pat.
I mean, I love Andy, but I mean, geez, he was a coach for 20 plus years, maybe, but maybe not that much. But 15 years easy before Pat got there. He was a great head coach, but he never
won
a
a Super Bowl until Pat.
He found the magic man. He really did. As good as Donovan McNabb was, McNabb was only going to take Andy so far. Or maybe Andy Reid learned a little bit out of post-Philadelphia.
And Alex Smith.
Yeah.
Now, of note, we are doing the AFC today.
Yeah, we're doing AFC. Let's
NFC tomorrow.
Go ahead and hit the other ones that you've got.
But the beautiful thing about that, Joe, is that the best quarterbacks reside in the AFC.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's
True.
will we may be pulling hairs.
The conversation might be a little short tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's okay.
The AFC's arms race.
My number 2 may not be the best quarterback, but he's got an MVP, and his coach has got a couple Super Bowl rings, and that is John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson.
And you have number 2.
Number 2?
I have them as number 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have him a little further down just because of the injury concern and whatnot right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, my number 2 is Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's who I
That's
got.
my 2.
That's
Also.
my number 2. Yeah. I mean,
I just think that when you look at them, when you look at that combination, first of all, what they've been able to do, and you can name all the weapons they have, that's fine. But it was also, they had a terrible offensive line, and they were still making deep run into the playoffs behind that. So that, to me, is a very good proof that the combination between that quarterback and head coach worked really well because they were able to work around Joe Burrow's strengths to a T.
think about this. The Super Bowl run that they made, that offensive line gave up 57 sacks in the regular season. And then in the postseason, it added on to another 10? It was crazy.
Yeah,
it was just
ragdolling him.
It just ragdolling him. So
Joe.
if he just had any kind of protection,
It's
there's
all
no
Joe.
telling. Yeah.
It's all Joe.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm going to put Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow probably third, but it's all Joe.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
All right, but here's the only reason why I did move him up is because as much as I'm a John Harbaugh fan, I really do like him. And then you now at least.
And he's been able to, handle all the injuries they've had on the offensive side.
He's a really, really good coach, but I don't necessarily identify with him as an offensive guy. I just don't.
Yeah.
But he has been so consistent, so solid. But then Lamar has now got a new challenge with an offensive coordinator. In a short amount of time, he's already hyping Todd Monken. He's already hyping him. And I look back and I say to myself, all right, could he be even better than he is now? Well, they're going to ask him to throw the football more. So we're going to find out. So the only reason I went Zach Taylor is because he's an offensive guy. He comes out of that McVay mold, and he's in a position to where he can get Joe Burrow the best place possible. All right, so you've listed. That's your number 3.
Yeah, I got him at 3.
My number 3 is El Boogie, John.
And that's where you
John
were at,
Harbaugh.
Taylor?
Yeah, I was at 3 with
All right,
Lamar.
4. As of now, there's room for movement. Josh Allen and Sean McDermott.
I just feel like, and I don't think this is a mistake, or I don't think this is by accident.
This is a good thing, Jaguar fans. You remember, you all said on the text line, and everywhere I go, you want to still be the underdog. You still want to be doubted.
Yeah.
Until you make a championship round, which Josh Allen and Sean McDermott have, you're going to be a step behind.
And
in these rankings.
I feel like we're all gravitating to the quarterback. We can't help it.
Yeah.
Sean McDermott is a defensive coach, but he has made Josh Allen, or allowed.
He's
put
hired the
everything
right
around
people. Yeah, he's
Josh
hired the
Allen to
right
be a star.
people, and he's also taken a football rabid city, and he's brought it back to the prominence it was in the 90s, which is a lot harder than people realize. Like I always say, when I was going to school in central New York, no one talked about the Bills outside of the diehard Bills fans.
Well,
Buffalo was only 2.5 hours away.
Yeah, they
and
went
now
for
they all don't shut up about them.
the longest in the 21st century before getting back to the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd been a long time. Who you got?
I think I have to go Doug on this one. The reason I go ahead Doug and Trevor combo for me above the Bills and Josh Allen is because I think that we saw the drastic change between, granted Urban was just a complete disaster, but the change of what Trevor looked like that quickly, and the moment that last year, even though there was moments in the beginning where obviously it seemed like it wasn't going well, Doug made some changes and things clicked. And not saying that Trevor didn't have a large part in this, but Doug's coaching and Trevor's playing ability to me mesh so well that it just takes them to a different level. And for me, Josh Allen, as much as I'm sure that it is a part in it, Josh Allen also just kind of does what Josh Allen wants to do.
Yeah.
And there's times where he'll just tackle people and truck things over and make things happen. So a lot of that to me is Josh Allen making plays compared to them kind of play calling.
There you go.
No, yeah, I got Josh Allen and McDermott at my number 4.
And the only reason, all right, what's your reason?
Well,
Ahead of Trevor.
only mainly because more games, and it has nothing to do with Trevor and Doug, but more buff. I've seen Josh Allen in more playoff games.
Yeah.
But I've also seen him be more reckless in playoff games and have absolutely no running game outside of his scrambling ability. And they play pretty decent defense, but I think I'm a prisoner of the moment that I've seen Josh Allen play more games. Listen, the first thing that came to my mind was that monumental game between KC and the playoffs.
Oh my God!
I mean, that game right there. I mean, that set
They
the
didn't
tone
lose
for me.
because of Josh
No,
Allen.
they did not. Absolutely, it was a shootout.
And I want this to be the
That was
last
the
time.
coin toss game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want this to be the last time I put Josh Allen ahead of Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
But that is kind of the what Leon's describing. It's the body of work. Really, that's the only reason I would do it. I like that you did it, that you said because if you are adding up coach and player combo, Doug Peterson is a more accomplished offensive coach.
Yeah.
He does have a Super Bowl, even though it wasn't here. He does have a Super Bowl, and McDermott hasn't taken his team to the Super Bowl. But this is the last time I want to put Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's one season with Doug and Trevor too, and we saw what that is. So yeah, obviously my next would be Bills with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So I just swapped those two.
Yeah, and it's so funny because we're keeping A.A. Ron out of the top 5.
That's true.
Right now.
And I do think Robert Saleh is a good coach, but
But we don't know. Yeah, right now.
That's
we
what
don't
there's
know what that
several
combination's gonna
questions
be.
in the AFC right now.
And that's where I look at this next tier, and I'm going to go through the two guys I'm not putting at 6, because I flip-flop, so same. I have Doug and Trevor at 5. Josh McDaniels, Jimmy Garoppolo. We don't really know because Josh McDaniels' first true season as a head coach for the second time didn't go according to plan. Wasn't able to work with Derek Carr. Jimmy Garoppolo, new landing spot. We'll see how he does. Can Sean Payton reinvigorate Russell Wilson? Because if only on paper, those two should probably be 2 or 3.
Yeah, I'm a bet against because Sean Payton is a great coach.
Right, but
Great
I
coach,
also
but I'm
have
a doubter of Russ.
I have questions about Russ. Correct.
And by
How
the
about-
way,
oh, go ahead.
Tua could be moving
There,
up.
you took
if,
it right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Tua and Mike McDaniel.
Well, and an interesting one to me is Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh because obviously we've seen what Mike Tomlin's been able to do. He's been lucky enough to have Roethlisberger for 18, 20 years, whatever it ended up being. But we did see a lot of improvement to Kenny Pickett. So how much is that going to jump up this next season? Is Mike Tomlin going to do it again?
Yeah, and look, he's so good at just taking whatever he has and making the most out of it, and we'll find out what Pickett can do. The other guy that was left off this list, as we wrap it up, and then we'll do NFC tomorrow, and we may carry this NFL conversation, with some of these other storylines, like who's feeling the most pressure into the 2 o'clock hour, but Justin Herbert was not mentioned. El Boogie moved back in.
It's all because of the big brain.
Yeah.
The big brain
And
I
it's
got to put
true.
towards the bottom.
Because, look, they were up 27 in a ball game, and he figured out a way to
and he's
lose
supposed
that.
to be an offensive. No, he is a defensive guy.
He is a defensive guy.
But
totally
he's still supposed to, have
I would
higher.
be running the football and doing I am so happy they blew it.
Yeah.
We all know that, but my God.
Thank you, Brandon Staley.
Oh my
Exactly.
God. All right, so there you go. We'll do NFC tomorrow. We'll keep the AFC talk going with a little pressure cooker situations for a few of these that are still out there because Belly, as we set up the 2 o'clock hour, has to feel some pressure. He does not have the luxury of having great quarterback play, so we'll keep it going. But don't forget, drschnipper.com. That's where you can log on, see everything that Doc's got going. And like we said, their vision is to make sure your vision is 20/20 no matter what age range you are in. 355-5555 or log on drschnipper.com. Taylor Dahl's hanging out with us. Me, O'Brien, Big Sirs, you are heading out.
I am.
All right, you're going to relax and enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
I am, absolutely.
Well, yesterday was the off day, so are you getting back in the gym this afternoon?
No, another off day.
It's another off day.
Dude,
I want you to
You sound
confess-
like me. I've had an off day since
Well,
September.
here's the thing.
Motivated. I've heard you in months.
No, man. Friday and Saturday, I'm gonna work out.
Okay.
Bro.
I'll hold you to that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you first thing Sunday.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
I just want to
After
know
his
if you
3-mile
are
run, did it?
if you are going to head to the watering hole now and just start thinking about that $12,000 that you did lose. The
I try to
biggest
forget
sports
those
bet you
things.
ever-
I try to forget those.
All right, enjoy the rest of the
All right.
afternoon. Into the 2 o'clock hour we go.
Cruising with XL Prime Time in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. You know Dan Hicken.
I'm living the dream.
And you know Jeff Prosser.
We know each other. He's a friend from work.
They are The Drill.
Teen sensations.
Mornings on 1010XL.
Did
Did you know the 2023 Honda CR-V Hybrid never needs to be plugged in? The onboard system charges the batteries for you. When you think Honda, think hybrid. Good for the environment, great for your budget. Visit your local Honda dealer to experience the CR-V of the future today.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Jacksonville, for a no-cost consultation at 904-507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
What? They did not tell me they were going to do that. I need a new bank.
Well, actually, One-to-One Financial doesn't do the usual bank surprises because we're not a bank. We're a credit union, and that means lower loan interest, things like free checking and member rewards, and of course, total investment back into our community.
I'm sold.
Find a better way to bank than big banks with One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Visit 121fcu.org for more information on opening an account today.
Federally insured by NCUA.
We've been telling you for almost a year about Nathan's Family Chiropractic and the 100-Year Lifestyle Network. If chronic back or joint pain is keeping you down, don't listen to me. Listen to what Jacksonville is saying about Dr. Alan Nathans.
The stem cell treatment took the pain away.
Changed my life. It's awesome.
Your body just works better when it's aligned. We're believers.
His no-needle regenerative protocols are giving people their lives back. Get yours back too. Go to the pro in the know. Don't do another cortisone injection. He's one of us helping all of us for the past 25 years. For more info, drnathans.com.
It's time to play Fix That Plumbing Problem. What do you do when your water heater stops working? Contestant 1?
Heat water on the stove?
Come on, really?
Or maybe in the microwave?
Contestant 2? That's right. Just call the duck. For new water heater installations or repairs, just call the pros at Duck Duck Rooter. Commercial, residential, any plumbing issue.
When you're stuck, call the duck. 904-862-6769.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. By now, everyone has heard about saving money on their energy bills. There are all sorts of things you can do to cut energy costs, but most people don't think about their windows.
But Window World knows that the biggest energy loss in almost every home is the windows. There is more energy loss from old builder-grade windows than just about anything else in your home.
You can upgrade your heating and air, your appliances, that's good too. But before you do all that, upgrade your windows to Window World's energy-efficient windows.
Window World's windows are easy to clean, energy efficient, and have the best guarantee in the business.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. You get great American-made windows, and you get to keep more of your money when you buy from Window World. Need any more reasons to buy your windows from Window World? Call them today and set up your free in-home estimate, or go online to windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less.
Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors. When looking for a firearm, you want knowledge of product, a fair price, and of course, a quick process. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach is always stocked with brand new firearms and the quickest in and out times this side of the ditch. BeachesJewelryandPawn.com.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Attention golfers, Hidden Hills Golf Club has become an attractive destination for golfers all over North Florida. You too will enjoy our classic Arnold Palmer design that'll test your game and keep you coming back. Book a tee time today at hiddenhillsgc.com.
Rick Springfield, live. 17 top 40 hits. Celebrating 40 years of working class dog. Friday, May 26th, the Thrasher Horn Center. Get tickets at thcenter.org. Rick Springfield, live in concert.
I'm Dr. Mitchell Yass, the most unknown world-renowned expert on pain elimination. That's right, elimination. If you've tried medications, injections, physical therapy, chiropractic, even surgery, and still experience pain, then say yes to YAS. I have successfully used the YAS method for over 30 years to help thousands reclaim their lives. To learn more, call me at 904-906-YASS. Let's end your pain and say yes to YAS.
Dave Benyon here with Zero Res. I love living in Jacksonville, where we have so many families who serve or have served in the military. I am so grateful for their sacrifice to keep us safe. If you have a family member who is on active duty or is a veteran, now is the time to call Zero Res. Right now, get a 25% military discount on everything we clean. That's 25% off carpet cleaning, tile and grout, upholstery, or oriental rugs. Zero Res, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying. They can also signal a major problem or electrical emergency. So leave it to the pros and Mr. Sparky.
888-8
Your on-time electrician, Mr. Sparky of the First Coast.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Taylor Dahl for 1010XL. The Jaguars have signed kicker Brandon McManus. With this move, they have also waived kicker Riley Patterson. McManus is a 9-year veteran, spending all 144 games in Denver. Dolphins baseball 1-1 in the A-Sun Championship pool play after an 8-0 shutout over Liberty last night. They now face Lipscomb in Game 3 tomorrow at 10 a.m. While for Gator baseball in the SEC Championship, after a bye in Round 1, they faced Alabama last night with a walk-off home run in extras by B.T. Ryapel. The Gators pulled out a dramatic win 7-6. Florida will face Vandy tonight at 8:30 in double elimination round in Hoover. That game will be on 10:10 a.m. It's 80 degrees at 2:04. Time and temper brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
You're going back in time.
Yeah, this is her and Ike from the 60s. This is like OG Tina.
That's pretty
1964.
Cool. So she says in her memoir, Tina Turner passed away yesterday, age of 83. So we thought it appropriate, and we thank one of our nooners texting in saying, play Tina all day. So we're doing it. JJ, the DJ, coming through big time. We got Taylor Dahl hanging out with us through the 2 o'clock hour, me and Mia, and talking ball. So we'll get back to that. But when you go back to the Ike and Tina Turner days, they met in the mid-1950s and basically stayed together and became superstars. That's kind of a dream come true when you think about it, you know, being able to perform like that and have that.
Too many bands break up these days.
Yeah. And then she did go out on her own a little bit later on, but just all sorts of different opportunities came her way. She was a superstar. The first lady or the queen of rock and roll.
In addition to accepting your Tina Turner song requests, a lot of Proud Mary, by the way, JJ, on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. I can't say I'm surprised. We also are still accepting your worst bets, bad bets that you have placed in your life. We also posted it as our question of the day, brought to you by Beaver Toyota on the Twitter machine. We have a couple of responses there. This one I saw both on the text line, Joe and Taylor, and also on Twitter. Last night, the guy who had Prize Picks $1 million entry of the day lost because he had Aaron Judge over on 9.5 fantasy points. In the 9th inning, instead of getting a stolen base, it was ruled a defensive indifference.
Because they didn't throw it, like they didn't care.
Oh, those damn scorekeepers. Oh my!
I will give you this. I'll give you this anecdote.
Because it drives fielders crazy when they're scored in error. They don't like that at all.
Since we're going down memory lane in my previous internships, unpaid one, JJ, although I did get food, was the media intern and color commentator for the New Jersey Jackals of the Can-Am League, summer after freshman year. And
what sport is that?
Baseball.
Okay.
Semi-pro baseball, baby.
It's a fair question, man. Fair question.
Yeah. Now they play in Patterson, but that's a story for another time. So we're sitting in the press box, and mind you, my boss, the play-by-play guy, fresh out of school, Napoleonic complex, shorter than me, quite the dude. And he's
short.
I'm 5'2", for reference. We're sitting in the press box, and Francisco Caraballo, I'll never forget the guy's name, third base, first baseman, 6'6", 250, comes trotting into the press box to argue with my boss.
Oh my God! About a score?
Yes.
Like an error.
Why did you have that listed as an error? That was an infield single.
God, I love that.
And little old Corey, all 5'1" of him,
Changed it.
No. He tries to go toe to toe, tries to puff his chest out at this 6'6", 250-pound first baseman.
I have seen.
What
guys.
happened?
Yeah, did they take that?
I was standing there in the middle and was like, Corey, just change it. Who cares?
Yeah.
And then Francisco
cares?
stormed off in all disgust.
Okay.
And Corey was like, I'm not here to be their friend. I'm here to follow the rules and call a game.
Yeah, you know what that is? You know what that is?
Good for
Future
him.
Hall of Fame Baseball Writers Association.
By the way,
By
by the way, that was the only on-air job Corey Shiner ever had again.
Yeah.
Sorry, Corey, to call you out like
It's
that.
so funny because you have seen guys that will look up and see how
what they're
it's going to be
telling.
scored.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they
All
do
the
not
time.
Like it. They do not like it.
Yeah, my response was, well, maybe if you at least were cordial with the players, it would help your broadcast.
Yeah.
And that was when,
Oh, wow. You know what I think a lot about is plays like last night where Ozzie Smith will hit a ball that obviously is going into the outfield.
Mm-hmm.
So even if they catch it, they're going to score the game-winning run. There's less than 2 outs, guy on third. But for the pitcher, he would rather you go and catch that sac fly, even if the run scores, than to just give up on it and let it bounce and be a hit.
Yeah.
And, that happens all the time, and I always think about that pitcher. He doesn't want to outwardly be like, dude, why didn't you catch the ball?
Right.
Because they lost anyway, but selfishly he's thinking damn it.
It does nothing.
What does-
up? My
Scar
ERA.
my ERA.
Or
JJ
opponent average against or whatever.
JJ, what does, because obviously for the fantasy baseball, if there's a catcher interference, what does that do on the stat for the pitcher? Anything?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
I was wondering because I was like, I feel like they'd be angry too if that affected their
That's
number.
not even early in the box score.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and by the way, they probably have to look at more numbers now than ever.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got all the OPS, everything that they're looking at now to find out. All right, now, Leon asked the question. We got to remind him of this tomorrow because I saw it on the text line, and you still can give us the worst bet you've ever lost in sports, and it all spun out of our conversation where Jay Williams on his television show on ESPN called a guy out for betting him $1,000 that the Lakers would beat the Denver Nuggets. Didn't happen, and he called him on it. He said, "You're going to pay. You're going to pay because I offered to pay you $1,500 if it happened." Anyway, he said, "Put the money in my account, and I'll donate it to my charity, not your charity, my charity." But Leon said, "I wonder if anybody bet on us when we were in 1999 or 2000 in the AFC Championship game to go to the Super Bowl." And one did text in. You could text us in if you lost a bet while Leon was playing in that game. But he said, "Mine wasn't a bet, but my dad said if the Jags beat the Titans in the 99 playoff game, I wouldn't have to rake all those leaves in our huge yard." He said, "Thanks, Leon." Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, he still has that memory. That's a good one. That's a good one. All right, I think we need to jump back into that quarterback conversation that we were having just a second ago. And not so much with the top AFC combos, quarterback and head coach, and we'll jump into the NFC tomorrow, but the most pressure cooker situation, because I honestly think Saleh, let's just set this up with them as an example. Robert Saleh's in a little bit of a pressure cooker situation. It's his second year, and he has to deliver now.
Third year.
Yeah.
He was hired.
Year.
He
That's
was
right,
hired when
same year as
Herb was
Yeah.
hired.
So that's even more pressure.
Yeah.
So third year, and he knows that the favorite of all favorites has come to New York to save them.
Well, yeah, and I think that all we heard last season also was they were a quarterback away.
Yeah.
That's what we kept hearing. The defense was playing really well. They have the weapons that they need. The run game was really getting going. And so now you had your final little piece. They said, "We got you the quarterback. Now get it done." But is it just pressure on Saleh, or do you think it's also pressure on Aaron to
It is.
get something done also?
However, the thing that is going to be most curious about the situation in New York is, will Aaron Rodgers be held to a different standard than Russell Wilson was 1 year ago? Granted, that was a first-time head coach in Nathaniel Hackett, but the assessment was, oh, well, it was all the coach's fault. It wasn't Russell Wilson's fault. And that remains to be seen because we'll see how he performs with Sean Payton. But if things do go awry in New York, will it, wait for it, once again be blamed, because Robert Saleh is defensive coach, on Nathaniel Hackett, the offensive coordinator for the New York Football Jets?
Well, I don't know if they can with that one because that's Aaron's guy.
And that's how they got Aaron.
Yes.
So at the very least, he seems to be at the top of the food chain as far as who gets the most credit for getting Aaron Rodgers to come to New York, and it's Hackett. So you're right that they might try and pile on him, but yeah.
But if anything, that's going to put more pressure on Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers obviously is there because of Nathaniel Hackett. Aaron Rodgers also brought all his friends to the Jets also. And so that's going to put the pressure on him of being like, hey, we got you all the pieces that you wanted to be successful here in New York that you complained you didn't have, even though you brought everything you did have in Green Bay to New York. But it's going to be, I think, a lot of pressure on both of them to win because the Jets fans are expecting a run this season.
By the way, my boy Steve Politi, the man, the myth, the legend, the sports columnist, Star Ledger up in New Jersey. He's been at both Jets OTAs and Giants OTAs this week. Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers shouted out the cast of Jersey Shore and admitted he had never watched The Sopranos in a recent interview. Let's check in with the Giants quarterback. Daniel, how has your offseason been? It's been good. It's been good.
No, that's it. They're going to ask Aaron everything to try and re-identify him, reclassify him as a true New Yorker. All right, we'll keep it rolling. It's XL Primetime. Taylor Dahl hanging out with us, Joe C., Mia O'Brien, and JJ.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL. The home of the home team you grew up with.
What a tremendous play by Fred Taylor. What an embarrassment for the Miami Dolphins.
1010XL.
Anytime Fitness Sawgrass is the preferred gym of yours truly, Mia O'Brien. Strengthen everything from calves to confidence.
Oh boy, not again.
Do you feel this way every time there's rain in the forecast? Amy Salt, owner of CrossFit Salt to Tear in the Riverside area, definitely did.
I had major rain anxiety from all the water collecting outside my gym. That's why I'm so happy I reached out to Clearwater Drainage. John came out, designed a system that moved the water off of my property, and all my kettlebells are now dry. I'm sleeping so much better at night.
Clearwater Irrigation.
And drainage, too.
ClearwaterJags.com.
1010XL wants to know you better.
Could we cut to the chase?
Take our listener survey and share your thoughts. You can win tickets to Jags and Gator games, or the chance to see Darius Rucker at Daly's Place.
Oh, come on. What do you say? Are you in?
Just take the survey at 1010XL.com.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Sail away with Captain K.
That's a fish right there, 100%. We got a fish on.
Captain Kevin and the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show.
Keep on working it.
Brought to you by Houston's Meats.
Thursday nights at 6.
On 1010XL AM.
Get the family feast for two every Friday night at Woody's, just $29.99. A $7 savings. Start your weekend off right on Friday night at your neighborhood Woody's Barbecue.
At Woody's Barbecue, it's what we do. Let's eat.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. What's better than beer? Cold beer. Put your company logo on a custom koozie. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all. You're shrimping the best.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, presented by FIS, is home all weekend at 1-to-1 Financial Ballpark. Tonight is a Military Appreciation Night presented by Outfront and Ascension St. Vincent's on Coors Light Thirsty Thursday. The Weekend of Boom starts Friday with fireworks presented by Florida Health, Duval County. More fireworks Sunday. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable, family, fun.
E.T. here, and y'all know how much I like my brown water, but I ain't gonna lie, it gives me headaches sometimes. So my alternative is Brackish Vodka. This gluten-free alternative to Tito's is 100% local, and all monies stays right here in Duval. Not only does Brackish Vodka make you feel good, but when you support Brackish Vodka, you're also helping local charities. Try it side by side with your favorite vodka, and you will taste and smell how natural Brackish Vodka really is. And when you do, remember who sent you. Come on, somebody.
Active and pain-free. That's the ticket. Dr. George Barry here, and I know that's the goal of every patient I see. They want the best possible care so they can go back to enjoying life. That could be pick up basketball, golf, tennis, running, or just working out. It all requires you to be as healthy as you can be. If joint pain is taking its toll on your active lifestyle, come see me at Barry Orthopedics. We have locations all over Jacksonville and can diagnose and treat even the most severe joint pain. A homegrown Jacksonville practice. Find out more at BarryOrthopedics.com.
Does your home or building need painting?
For over 20 years, Performance Painting has had the privilege of preserving many of Jacksonville's most prominent buildings. That said, we feel like we're just getting started. I'm Jason Parker, and our team thrives on preparing, protecting, and preserving the homes, businesses, and public buildings that make up our local landscape. Contact us today to put our years of experience to work for you. Performance Painting, prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
When it comes to commercial fence services, Superior Fence and Rail has you covered. If your business needs automatic gates or security fence and railings, trust Superior with your next commercial project. Superior's team delivers great communication, high-quality products, and exceptional customer service. Just read any of their 2,300-plus reviews.
When you're on the fence about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We're your local family jeweler for 46 years in Jacksonville with a huge selection of diamonds, gemstones, and pre-owned Rolex watches. And Monahan Jewelers is your store for expert jewelry repair turned around in 1 or 2 days. Most jewelry stores take 2 weeks or more, and many stores send your jewelry somewhere else for repair. At Monahan Jewelers, our jewelry repair is done in-house by expert craftsmen, and Monahans can turn around most repairs in a day or two. So bring your jewelry repair to Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Denny Thompson here. Tyson Sound & Security is hiring salespeople right now. If you want to sell new tech security cameras or home automation, Tyson Sound & Security is looking for you. Tyson Sound & Security is hiring for sales positions, and they will train you to be successful. Apply online at TysonSoundandSecurity.com or call 762-1000. That's 762-1000. Hiring for sales positions right now. Apply online at TysonSoundandSecurity.com or call 762-1000. Equal Opportunity Employer.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Proud Mary. And we're rolling. Ooh, rolling. Ooh, rolling on the river. Listen to the story. Left a good job down in the city.
This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
1 minute of sleep and I was worried about the way that things might have
We gotta let it breathe, Joe. Gotta let it breathe.
I want to get to the point where she is just on the dance floor. Oh,
We're getting there.
oh my gosh.
We're letting it breathe. Because we're rolling on this Thursday edition of XL Primetime.
And this is more of like that beautiful acapella harmonizing sound.
Mia, Josie, JJ, Taylor Doll sitting in. Joe, are you headed to the tour today?
I am headed to the tour in about 5 minutes or so.
Okay, perfect. Well, just in time, though, before you head off to the tour. Oh, we have another verse, JJ? I thought it was going to be right there. That's all right.
No, that definitely was a chill one.
All right.
That's for sure.
I got to familiarize myself with things that aren't part of Proud Mary, that aren't
CCR.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Real quick, let's hit to that before we dive back into the quarterbacks in the NFL.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Since we were just talking about one Jets quarterback, let's talk about another. Zach Wilson's younger brother, a 4-star quarterback commit, has committed to Utah. I know that's really not of any relevance to most of you, I will say, out there in Nooner Nation. But I encourage you to go take a look at Isaac Wilson, because for those of you who are also listeners of Helmets and Heels, you know that JJ, myself, and Taylor like to talk about the Disney Channel original movie villain rankings. Zach Wilson looks like a villain from a Disney Channel original movie. So does Lucas Van Ness, for that matter. Even though he's an Iowa kid, I'm still going to say he is too. Isaac Wilson, you're now in the ranking.
He honestly, to me, looks like it would be Zach Wilson's like evil twin in a movie.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
All
what
right.
it looks like to me. Because they look similar, but he just looks like the kind of maybe a little more
He has
mean
lighter
version.
hair.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to shock me like there was a cougar in the picture with him. That was the only thing
That
I was
would be
thinking.
something.
Just would have shocked me. By the way, when we mentioned scorekeeping and we were talking about, whether or not they get scored in error or not, and we were bringing up some of the the jackals. So Jacko chimed in. Jack O'Brien, high flying with Jack O'Brien. Back in the day, he said, when I scored for the Suns, former Jacksonville Suns,
Mhm.
while doing PA at the same time. He was multitasking.
That's a lot.
He said players would come upstairs during the game and yell at him. He said catcher's interference certainly is scored. So he was fired up, and that just cracked
But it
me up.
doesn't go against the pitcher.
No, not against the pitcher. But it does crack me up. And, you got to love it because they are paying attention.
Oh, yeah.
But how about him doing PA and scoring at the same time?
I could picture Jack yelling back, though. by the
Oh,
way.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
He'd be
With
yelling
that big
back.
old baritone that he's got. All right. Let's hustle back into the quarterback chatter before I check out and you guys finish out. Because, like, Bill Belichick is a legend. He's a GOAT. He's got everything that he needs to walk out whenever he wants, yada, yada, yada. But there is, I think, a profound amount of pressure on him to either right the ship with Mac Jones, fix it in some way, form, or fashion, because two things have happened. Tom Brady obviously has exited, and he's won a Lombardi. But the other half of that is Josh McDaniels exited too.
Yeah.
So those are two main components of their offensive success that are no longer there.
Who's their quarterback?
It's I believe it's going to be Mac. I feel like they have thrown the discussion that who was it, the shoe guy, Zappy,
yeah.
that he's got a chance to at the very least compete. They'll keep that conversation going until Mac proves that he's not going to let it go. But we all remember when Mac Jones got hurt, Zappy came in there and for the very least before he got hurt, didn't look too bad.
Which, I mean, listen, you go anywhere, whether it's college, the NFL, high school, the backup quarterback is everybody's favorite player.
Oh, yeah.
It may be the most coveted job in America because it's a great gig. But it is worth noting that when Tom Brady went down in 2008, and granted, he had won a Lombardi or 3.
Right, yeah.
So there is that, and he was undoubtedly the face of that franchise. The Patriots fans, they loved Jimmy G, who was a second-round pick.
Yeah.
They enjoyed Jacoby Brissett, but it was never this needs to be the guy, at least initially. I think that there was a notion of we need to come up with a plan to bridge to Jimmy G from some contingents of that fan base, but it was never the, okay, now bench Mac because we have more, value-rated Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi.
Well, I think that Bill Belichick knows there's some pressure there. That's why he actually hired an offensive coordinator this offseason. And because last season that was one of the main things, like what's Bill doing? Because he has defensive guys trying to run an offense, and that's not going to work, especially when you're getting into the nitpicky of the offensive line and all of these other things that are really needing to be, that we're starting to look a hot mess there. We saw Mac Jones got benched during the Bears game when they were playing in primetime football. And then Zappy came in, and people were, kind of thinking that he would be the guy because he was having but the first half he looked incredible, and then it kind of fell off the second half. So I think Bill knows that there's some pressure there. I don't think, not that there's pressure for like Bill Belichick's legacy or anything, but what's going to happen these next few seasons with Bill and the Patriots.
You go back, and there was an absolute parting of philosophy or ways or whatever. I'm on this side or I'm on this side. And it was Bob Kraft and Tommy getting Jimmy G out of there. And it was Bill Belichick trying to cling to Jimmy G and saying, we need a future here, people. And you're not giving us a future because Tom's running the whole damn show. And it drove him crazy. And I totally get it because Bill, just like anybody else, I don't think I'm leaving. He might leave, but I'm not going anywhere. And I want to make sure that I got the best possible scenario. But having Matt Patricia call off, it's like it's like hiring a welder to be a master jeweler. Yeah. Okay. It was never ever going to work.
Is there a team? Is there a team that you could see trying to trade for a Bailey Zappi or a Mac Jones?
I guess I'd have to scan. Like Tampa's going to ride with Baker for the here and now
until
and they're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
They might want to go get somebody like that. You can look around. If Kyler Murray's not 100% healthy, somebody like that might be looking around. But the other one that I wanted to bring up real quick before I jet is that I think Sean Payton's reputation is at risk just a little bit here.
Yeah.
If he can resurrect Russell, he'll be given a ton of credit. I don't know whether he can or not.
Well, and what happens if Russell has another season like he had last year? Is Russ done? After that, are they finding something else?
Yeah.
Are they somebody, is Denver somebody that maybe Sean Payton, if it's not going the way he wants, he looks at Mac Jones? Somebody like that to try to bring in and mold his guy, because you can already tell that's what Sean Payton's doing. Completely got rid of we're seeing it now with Brandon McManus here in Jacksonville, but Sean Payton's coming in there. The whole special teams is different. So he's seeing what he likes. He's bringing in his people and what he wants. So I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't have a super long leash with Russell Wilson this season.
Yeah. If you're Denver,
I know.
and if it doesn't work out with Russell Wilson, I mean, you also have to consider the division they play in. There's also that factor.
Yeah.
You're never going to win that division. Sorry.
Not yet. Not for
Sorry.
a while.
you're not, and not with Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
He's 34 years old, 35 years old.
That's why I call him Rust. He's more Rust than he is.
You're not going to win it with him.
Yeah.
And they have no succession plan in place at all.
Yeah, that's why they would have to reach either.
It's worse than the Jets, quite frankly. At least the Jets kind of have Zach Wilson, I suppose.
Here's the other thing. Both teams gave up a lot. Denver gave up more to get Russell than New York gave up for Aaron. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, ladies. Just might as well call it helmets and heels the rest of the way, okay?
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm out of here.
We
JJ,
actually,
he's always there for them as
he
well.
Is. He's part of it.
So this will not be a change.
I think we actually were going to get to a topic we really didn't get to discuss on helmets and heels on Tuesday night. Yeah. And I think it may have a tie-in with where you're headed.
All right, stick around.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. From the edge of your radio to the edge of your seat. Showtime! Feel the excitement of live play-by-play.
And this place is rocking right now.
On 1010XL.
Josie for the Jacksonville Eye Center. If you're thinking about LASIK and finally seeing 20/20 without glasses or contacts, now's the time to do it. Jack's Eye Center and Dr. Robert Snipper, experts in eye care with the latest technology. Dr. Snipper uses the Allegretta Wave and blade-free interlace technology. And with it, Dr. Snipper has earned a prestigious reputation for his success in LASIK. You need to call 355-5555 right now and make an appointment to see Dr. Snipper or log on to drsnipper.com.
Want a low down payment and a low monthly payment on your next ride? Then you've got to go to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Mia here. Right now, you can buy a pre-owned 2019 Toyota Corolla for just $1,000 down and $288 a month. Or you choose a pre-owned 2020 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma for just $1,000 down and $388 a month. With over 400 used in stock plus more than 100 vehicles under $18,000, don't wait. 10939 Atlantic Boulevard and online at arlingtontoyota.com.
Business owners, regular maintenance of your storm drains is crucial for preventing parking lot floods and protecting your property from damage. Give Duck Duck Rooter a call today and schedule service with our VACCON team. 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com.
Men, are you suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE? The medical providers at Prime Men's Medical Center offer breakthrough medical treatments that eliminate problems in the bedroom without pills or surgery. 98% of men see instant results on their first office visit. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Men are even lasting 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
But that's not all. For a limited time only, call Prime Men's Medical Center now, and your initial consultation and first treatment with our medical providers are completely free. You'll see instant results right in the office. You'll even get a gift that enhances your performance in the bedroom. All this, worth hundreds of dollars, is free if you call now. 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
Have a big bowl of cereal with Big Bo.
We don't have big bowls.
Breakfast with Baselli.
Brought to you by
Epstein and Robbins DUI defense firm.
Could you put it in a big bowl?
That's a big bowl.
Just had a big bowl of kicks.
Monday morning
On 1010XL.
Get ready for Memorial Day weekend grilling at Southern Steer Butcher. Buy any combo pack and get 2 free pounds of chicken, or get 5 pounds or more of steak tips for just $16.99 per pound.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Beach Bar Rum, Santo, and Sammy's Beach Bar Cocktails present Crazy Times. Sammy Hagar and the Circle, live October 26th, the St. Augustine Amphitheater. Sammy brings the party with George Thorogood and the Destroyers, with special guest Damon Fowler. Tickets on sale now at theamp.com. Crazy times are coming. At Andy's Automotive and Truck Services, they know that your company's fleet is more than just a bunch of cars and trucks. It's your livelihood, your reputation, your pride.
So when you need routine fleet maintenance or emergency repairs, Andy's offers after-hours and mobile service to minimize your downtime and keep your fleet running like new. While you care for your employees and customers, rest assured Andy's Automotive will take care of your fleet. Visit the team at andysats.com.
Dave Benyon here with Zero Res. I love living in Jacksonville, where we have so many families who serve or have served in the military. I am so grateful for their sacrifice to keep us safe. If you have a family member who is on active duty or is a veteran, now is the time to call Zero Res. Right now, get a 25% military discount on everything we clean. That's 25% off carpet cleaning, tile and grout, upholstery, or oriental rugs. Zero Res, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and I said yes to Yas, Dr. Mitchell Yas, and the Yas method. Now I know, you've probably tried medications, treatments, injections, even surgery. Maybe the reason you're still in pain is because they're treating the wrong thing and not addressing the root causes. Well, I know from personal experience, this does happen. But I found the best kept secret in pain elimination, Dr. Yas and the Yas method. Call him today, 904-906-YASS, and say yes to Yas.
Hey guys, I'm Daniel Heilman from the brand new Fourscore Golf Tavern. We do elevated food, drinks, and golf simulator fun. If you're looking for a delicious meal or maybe a spot for a client, we have lunch specials every day. Need to entertain a few people from out of town? Easy. Just reserve one of our 4 simulator bays. Lunch service starts at 11 a.m. daily. Located in San Marcos Square, we'll see you at lunch at Fourscore Golf Tavern.
It's a unique gift idea, and it's perfect to add some fun to your work environment. Mystic Cornhole Company builds customized high-quality boards right here in Jax. Visit their shop on Phillips Highway or check out some of their design at mysticcornholecompany.com.
David here with Royal Pest Services. That grass is waking up from its winter nap. Royal is close to applying products that help bring it out of that dormancy. Our granular aeration allows treatment to get to the root system. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free estimate. It's grow time!
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
The music of Tina Turner rolls on just like the river on a beautiful Thursday in Duval County. We appreciate those of you on the text line at 641-1010 sending JJ the up-tempo version of Proud Mary. Perhaps we will hit that when we take one final break after this segment and we say hello to the Frangie Show. Mia O'Brien, Taylor Dahl, Joe C. off on PGA Tour duties, Matt Hayes off for vacation, Leon Cersei off for the day. You know it's summer. You know we like to have a little crossover season, so it's a little helmets and heels-ish the last 2 segments here on XL Primetime. And as I teased before we took our last break, we're going to hit a topic that we didn't hit on Tuesday night, Taylor, that I know some of our friends on the text line were hoping we would hit, and that is one Michael Block. You know, when we last spoke to you, the two of us together on Tuesday, at that point, Michael Block is coming off of a top 15 finish at the PGA Championship. He's a great story. But wait, there's more, folks.
Oh.
Because now he's playing. He is in the field at the Charles Schwab Challenge at Colonial. He also, JJ, correct me if I'm wrong, could be in the field for the U.S. Open. And if he is not, his son is in the middle of qualifying.
He's definitely not in the field for the U.S. Open.
So it's his son is in the field. His son is going through qualifying and apparently is a contender to potentially be playing, and then he may be on the bag. So this guy isn't going anywhere. And about an hour ago, I scrolled on over to PGAtour.com just to check the leaderboard out, see, if our good Englishman, Harry Hall, was still holding firm at the top of the leaderboard. He is at 7 under, 3 strokes ahead of Tom Hoge. But 3 of the top 4 pictures were Michael Block on the PGA Tour's website. And JJ, what about ESPN? What are we hearing about the actual coverage of Michael Block at Colonial?
He is, well, you can watch right now, which you shouldn't because you're listening to XL Primetime.
We're watching on YouTube.
He's one of the featured groups.
Wow.
Obviously not him, but him and 2 other golfers.
So my question is, Taylor,
Mm-hmm.
can you come up with another moment like this? / how long is this going to happen? Is this just another week of this, and then we'll be moving on to the next thing? Or, as you suggested during the break, is this X-Files music, please, JJ? Is this strategic by the PGA Tour to be leaning into the Michael Block storyline on the heels of Brooks Koepka's win at PGA Championship?
That's the big thing that stuck out to me as I was kind of reading some of the stuff that was going on with Michael Block today. And just on break, I pop up, I go over to the Athletic. He's on the the front of the Athletic also at that point on the golf page, obviously. But I look over to JJ and I was like, do you think that they're pushing this so hard? This cool story, yeah, whatever. But they're pushing Michael Block so hard because they want to take a little bit of the light away from Koepka winning and that live side of things bleeding into the PGA.
No, I think on Sunday when they were doing that at the end of the tournament, yes. When they were showing him parring on 18 and, they were talking about Michael Block a lot more than Koepka, who was leading the tournament at the time, yes. Now it doesn't matter. I mean, Koepka doesn't play on the PGA Tour. This is a PGA event.
Now is this just simply...
This is them advertising the guy that won all the headlines this weekend. Koepka's playing on Live this weekend.
Yeah.
Does Live have an event this weekend?
They do.
Oh, they do. Where are they at this weekend?
It's in America. I think it's D.C. or I think it's D.C.
Yeah. I was going to say, that'd be a quick turnaround to be jetting across to, Singapore or something like that. Yeah, they're in D.C. at the Trump National. Second time Trump National has come up in this studio
So, JJ,
today.
do you think this is just, it's going to be hot this week and then it'll be done next week?
Yeah, he probably won't make the cut.
Text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. They're pushing it because he was a star for 4 days, had an incredible few moments on Sunday, trying to capitalize on a normal guy playing on the tour. Michael Block has also been invited to the RBC Canadian Open later this summer. I just find it fascinating, Taylor, because we love a good story. We love an underdog in America. Are there other parallels, another story? I know Jeff and Dan in the morning suggested Linsanity, Minshew Mania as potentials, because I don't think we've seen anything quite like this in the golf ranks, at least that I can recall in recent history.
It makes me think just back to one of the names we were talking about in the segment previously with the Bailey Zappi stuff, or Mike White. Those could be similar stories to where, they were chanting Mike White. They were chanting Zappi Hour during this time, and it was very short-lived, the moment that it did happen. And granted, Zappi had injury, so who knows if it would have lingered a little bit longer if that wouldn't have happened. But I think you do see it in NFL probably a little more, because you do see a player break out, and then obviously they're talking about that for that full week, and then you're not getting games for, you have your Monday night game, and then you have a couple days until Thursday night, so they're trying to fill in all this time of what to talk about. So sometimes it gets stretched out a little bit more, I think, in the NFL.
Brock Purdy also suggested on the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. I would agree
But
with
it's a
that
potential
statement.
that he could be starting this season.
Unless Sam Darnold really pushes him, like the early reports out of camp. Real quick before we say goodbye, I know you mentioned there are some injury updates at OTAs around the league, including one former Chicago Bear.
Yeah, David Montgomery. He got injured, which obviously is like a big storyline in that, because you go from one division rival to another division rival. And recently, yesterday, actually, comments just came out where he was making making some remarks about how Chicago had sucked the fun out of playing football because they weren't winning. And so obviously everything kind of went crazy on that. But yeah, he got injured. I saw there was somebody, the linebacker too, that you were mentioning,
Malcolm Rodriguez,
the
star
both of them.
The star of Hard Knocks.
And obviously we were talking the other day about the Aaron Rodgers, but I think he ended up coming back out. But the headlines that were tricking people was the Armani Rodgers. And then yesterday, Michael Thomas, the other Michael Thomas, left injured, and everyone was freaking out thinking it was the Saints' Michael Thomas. I feel like we have to clarify those ones in bold when we're talking about Michael Thomas.
I 100% saw Michael Thomas on my phone, and I was like, what?
Oh, no, again.
I mean, I knew the Ravens were loading up at wide receiver, but, wait a second here. One other note from other OTAs, and we'll stay in the AFC South for this one. The Colts just wrapped up their OTAs, and apparently head coach Shane Steichen, has said that Gardner Minshew and Anthony Richardson are splitting the first team reps because, quote, it's a major step in the evaluation of Richardson. He made some big plays today, some next level stuff.
Are you expecting just a full out battle between them two for all of summer, or do you think one's going to pull away?
I think even if Gardner Minshew was to pull away in said quarterback competition, if you want to call it that, I think Jim Irsay would step in and say, no, Anthony Richardson is the quarterback of my football team because this is the one thing we haven't tried in the last 5 years since Andrew Luck inexplicably retired is getting a young quarterback, throwing him into the fire, seeing how he does, even if we're not as good on paper as we may be if we have a quarterback like Gardner Minshew, who is a game manager, has won games in the National Football League, can read a defense. I just think Jim Irsay will step in and say no. Anthony Richardson is the quarterback. And I feel bad for Gardner. I feel bad for G because, you know, he wanted to go somewhere, and we talked about this on the program leading up to him signing with the Colts. If given the opportunity to sign this one-year prove-it deal and compete for a starting role versus being a career backup and having millions of dollars in your pocket, he wanted the former. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah. But he also went to the Colts knowing they had the 4th overall pick in the draft, and there was a pretty high chance that they were going to draft a quarterback. So I think Gardner also, as we've seen, does have that, like, competitive personality side of him. So maybe he was just thinking, okay, well, if they're drafting, they're not going to get probably one of the top 2, so they'll get someone else that I can fairly compete with, at least for the initial start of camp.
JJ, I feel like I ask you this once a week. Who's starting for the Colts when the Jaguars face them in the opener?
Minshew.
You do think it will be Gardner Minshew? Why?
AR's not going to be ready. I think you're probably going to have to sit him the first 8-10 games, something like that. And Minshew gives you the best chance. I don't think that the owner's going to make the call. I don't think that's how
More than that fan base being patient, you think the owner will be patient through 8 games of Gardner Minshew?
Irsay will be tweeting something, but
yeah, I don't know.
This man
I don't
tweeted
think,
he wanted to draft
honestly
2
don't think
quarterbacks.
Irsay makes the call.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's easy for us to say that, but I think he leaves it to the coach.
Because the other part of this equation you have to factor in is the fact that Chris Ballard is essentially a lame duck. You've got a brand new head coach, first-time head coach in Shane Steichen, and you've got a GM who was much maligned, and reportedly these interviews for the head coaching position took like 120 hours combined for 4 or 5 candidates.
Yeah.
With Jim Irsay heavily involved in each of them. So I'll be curious to
well,
see.
I think I'm with JJ, though. I do think Minshew will start. I think along the lines of what you had in mind when we had the whole Trubisky starting and Kenny Pickett, and you said around 6 games you'd expect it, and I think it was right around that when it happened. I'm kind of expecting that in Indy.
We will say hello to the Frangie Show live from Island Wings, their home away from home, coming up next right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
Murray with time.
Hey, this is Aaron Murray, quarterback for the University of Georgia Bulldogs on 1010XL 92.5 FM Sports Radio.
Yes, he did.
Sports injuries are a common issue for both adults and children. Dr. George Barry here, and as a specialist in orthopedic care, the team at Barry Orthopedics and Sports Medicine here in Jacksonville provides comprehensive diagnosis and treatment of all types of sports injuries. With additional training in sports medicine and more than 30 years of experience, the team is available to care for your entire family and help you have fun and stay active. Visit us today at barryorthopedics.com.
And don't forget to check out Breaking Bones Sunday morning, 7:30 on 1010XL.
David here with Royal Pest Services. That grass is waking up from its winter nap. Royal is close to applying products that help bring it out of that dormancy. Our granular aeration allows treatment to get to the root system. Visit royalpestservices.com to schedule a free estimate. It's grow time!
Summer means fun in all forms. Longer days and more chances to soak up the sun and the fun. Budweiser and Bud Light reminding you to drink wiser. Hydrate between beers and don't sweat it. It's the best way to get home safely.
At Sonny's, we don't dabble in barbecue. We aren't part-time pitmasters. Around here, barbecue is life, and this is our month. Come celebrate National Barbecue Month at Sonny's, where barbecue is all we've done for 55 years. Every Wednesday in May, get a $5.50 pork big deal or a $10 pork and rib combo. Available for dine-in, carry-out, or curbside pickup. Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmasters since '68.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On May 25th, 1935, Jesse Owens equals or breaks 4 world records in 45 minutes at a Big Ten meet, remembered as the greatest 45 minutes ever in sport.
Jacksonville has some junk, and J-Dog is removing it. They're here to do the dirty work. You don't want to remove and dispose of large furniture or appliances yourself? Call J-Dog. Here now, proudly serving you, removing junk from your home or business. They can even handle small demolition projects, and they're still donating local items to veterans in need. So let J-Dog do the dirty work for you. J-Dog Junk Removal. Veteran-owned and operated. JDog.com.
This is Keith Catlin for Catlin Truck Accessories, and we are so blessed to be in business for over 100 years. Over 100 years of the best product and customer service means you can count on Catlin. From roll-and lock bed covers to Lear toppers to cam locker toolboxes, Catlin Truck Accessories has you covered when it comes to your truck or van. We do those too. Got a fleet of vehicles? We can outfit them all.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
One name, one location, 100 years, you can count on Catlin.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein and Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
Clearwater. John, I can't even mow my side yard. It's so soggy. Man, my builder sucks.
Brent, calm down. This is a common problem in neighborhoods where houses are built too close together. You need gutters and a properly installed French drain that will soak up subsurface water. We can completely dry it up.
So I can take my builder off my speed dial now, huh?
Yeah, we got you, buddy. Let that builder bitterness go.
Clearwater irrigation and drainage too.
You love free. And at Ameris Bank, so do we. That's why we're proud to offer worry-free, hassle-free Ameris Bank free checking. Manage your money your way with convenient access to digital, mobile, and telephone banking, all with no monthly service fee or minimum balance requirements. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. For more information or to open an account, visit our local bankers in person or online at amerisbank.com/free checking. Other fees such as overdraft fees may apply. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 2-minute drill. Brought to you by Tire Outlet. Keeping 1010XL talking with wholesale prices and premium service. Tire Outlet, Jacksonville's largest locally owned automotive repair shop.
Well, you've already got 2 of the 3 helmets on Helmets and Heels, or heelettes. I forget what they're calling us these days. Here at 1010XL World Headquarters, the third joins us live from Island Wings down in Bartram, Lauren Brooks. Lauren, is the coconut shrimp flowing already?
It has not yet been ordered, Mia, so that is a good question as to when it will arrive. But yeah, we will order it at some point. I think we're going to settle in, talk all about the Jaguars' new kicker, and then maybe we'll order it. By the way, I've never heard heelette. That's a new one for me.
Yeah, I'm just kind of spitballing as I go here. Listen, we've got Helmets and Heels on XL Primetime, and we thought we'd have Coach Campo. We got a lot of moving parts, but that's the beauty of the summer here at the Superstation. Lauren, how late did you stay up? Because I know, you like to go to bed at a normal hour, watching Florida's SEC tournament game last night.
So we had a family night dinner at my parents' house, and so I was still at their house when it was happening, and of course both my parents went to Florida, and we just, as y'all know, went to Gainesville to watch Florida baseball against Vanderbilt, which will come up later tonight. And so we were watching the entire game, and when I literally said out loud to my dad, all we need is a 3-run home run. That's it. That's all we need. And thanks to BT Riopel, we got that. So I was wide awake, and then I went home after and had a smile on my face, that's for sure.
I hate to say it, Taylor, as we're asking our Nooners for their worst bet they've ever placed on our text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. I think Lauren Brooks needs to go to Vegas after hearing that. I mean, if you can accurately predict the first time in the SEC tournament's storied history that a team came back from down 3 in extra innings, my goodness. Well done. Well done.
Well, thank you. I mean, it's such a powerful lineup, and so I had faith. That's really more of what it is. And I'll leave JJ in Vegas betting. I'll let him do all that.
Well, and Lauren, it was funny because we got the text last night just for social purposes of like, hey, the graphics are up, and I hadn't seen what happened in the game yet. I just saw it was a walk-off.
okay.
So I immediately was like, okay, it had to have either been Caglione, Langford, or Riopelle. And then they were like, oh, it was BT. I was like, okay, I thought so.
Yes, absolutely. And it's one of those moments, he came back to school. He's not going to play professional baseball. He came back to school for one more year, and his dad even said, like, I think I'm enjoying you playing more than you're enjoying you playing. And it's just been so fun to watch him be able to cap off the end of the regular season the way that they did, and then certainly last night as well. And so hopefully the momentum goes. And I am losing sleep, though, Mia. You're right about that, because the game tonight is not going to start until, like, about some people's bedtimes.
Sure, you guys will preview that one. What else is going on the Frangie Show today?
Yeah, we'll talk a ton on Jaguars. We'll preview a little NBA, and we've got some college football to get to as well. So we got a lot coming up, and ESPN's Mike Duraco is here with us at Island Wing Bartram.
They will touch them all, as they like to say. Lauren, thanks so much. Looking forward to it, and say hi to D-Rock and Hayes.
Will do. Thanks.
All right, Taylor Dahl. One day in.
One day.
To
I made it.
us easing you into for whenever you are so kindly filling in on XL Primetime. Initial impressions. Did we
It's
haze
fun.
you?
No, I think I'm good. Obviously, well, I'll be back tomorrow, and then there's a couple dates at the end of June. I'll be back also when you are on vacation. So and it'll be fun. Next month or so of a lot of XL Primetime.
You heard her here. Let's do it again tomorrow. Same time, same place. For Joe C., the absent Matt Hayes, Leon Searcy, Taylor Dahl, JJ LaSelva, I am Mia O'Brien. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010 XL.
Anytime Fitness Sawgrass is